It's a buongiorno. It's a buongiorno from me, and it's a hello from me. How are you doing on this glorious Easter Sunday? Hope you all got your chalky eggs. Oh, did you get chalky eggs? Did you not? Easter. Well, been a funny old day. I've literally sorted a bit of this, a bit of that. Had an Easter egg. Probably put some weight on. What about you guys? How you doing, Triggered Christian? Sup, boops. Got 2 stories for me today, so if anyone wants to discuss them, they can. Hello. I think it's probably not a good idea to do the 4 hours again like we did yesterday. It's a blooming Easter Sunday. I'm sure you've got things you want to do, so we'll try and go for an hour and a half. I don't want to take too much of your time. Do you know what I mean? I want you to enjoy your Sunday. But we'll see how it goes, obviously. How you doing, Slim? Hope you're well on this glorious Easter Sunday. So don't worry. If you're not a subscriber, subscribe, and you can comment in the chat within 1 minute. So, yes, just refresh, boom, get in. So, yes. I'm on the road to 7,000 subscribers. Only like 300 and something. 390 something, maybe. I don't know. I should have checked before I said that, shouldn't I? Elzia, hi everyone. Have you seen the video the Express put about Starmer and the GG? It's about 7 hours ago. I'd highly recommend it. Want to know? It'll leave you fuming. I was just because Starmer likes to keep his eyes closed when it comes to important things, doesn't he? How you doing, Robin? Lads and ladies, whiz and whizettes. How you doing, Reverend Steve Amore? Hope you are well. We're starting at 4. Yes, starting at 4, and he's not late. The whiz is not late. Oh, dear. Try not to talk about that today, guys. Olga Bearer, keep drinking back. Yes. Oh, Danny Tomo. Yeah, I've had a bit of him on earlier, but I've been watching Nick Mattel. And that I've been watching a few debates. I find them very, very interesting. And Olga, thank you very much for your support on Ko-fi, Ko-fi.com. I think the link's supposed to be at the top, but I think it's on the bottom now. It says, when you pin it, I think it's on the bottom now. I think it's changed for some strange reason. But yes, I got the notification. I was literally just going to go on there because I thought I need to put an update on it. I'm going to start putting updates on that. Literally just bought that, and it's like Olga Bearer. I was like, oh my word, how weird's that? Great minds think alike, isn't that right, Olga? So yeah, thank you very much for that. I really appreciate your support. And a Ponzi scheme, is that what you're referring it to with the Specometer, Specsavers? Yes, it was Charles Ponzi. Yes, it was in 1920s. Yes. But like you say, yeah, it's literally pay profits to early investor funds from the recent investors. And yes, it's a weird old, you don't want to get involved in any of that. How you doing, Nelly? Hope you're well. Good afternoon. It says, good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. Over, come on, Leeds. Yep, Leeds. Oh, yeah, they're playing in the FA Cup, aren't they, Leeds? That'd be a good one for Leeds. Who are Leeds playing today? It was Southampton Arsenal yesterday. Southampton won. Man City beat Liverpool 4-0, which surprised me. It surprised me that Southampton won, but they did look a better team, so I watched that while I was eating my roast dinner. West Ham, innit? Leeds are playing West Ham, I believe. It's popped in my head. So Leeds have got a good shout there. Phil, hello all from Phil. How you doing, Phil? I phoned Phil today. I'm not going to say what we discussed, but I phoned him today and said thank you with regards to the dentist and everything. I know what he looks like now, and you lot don't. Jealous. We worked out what some birdie was. Got to identify the birdie. Wiz and Co investigates. It was Wiz and Phil investigate. But yeah, Phil. It was a pleasure talking to you, sir. And we will obviously continue to talk. So I've actually got a friend on WhatsApp. So everyone will be like, no, it's not a real friend. It bloody well is. It's a good man, is Phil. It was a good chat as well. So I might not leave the house and go out anywhere, but I've got a Phil on the end of WhatsApp. So what more do you want in life, eh? I'm happy. I'm happy. Beats and Deeps on his yo-yo again. Glasgow sends its love. I'll try to do it in a slim voice, but yeah. Right, you're all saying hello to each other and all that about your Ponzi schemes and blah, 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 yes. Who doesn't have a channel, but buy your thing, I suppose. Oh, it's, yes, I got the link for you. I was going to email it to you, actually, and I completely forgot. So, but I'll say for, at this point, no one is to use this link. Only Guardian Mo's, please. Only Guardian Mo. I'll put it on there. Mo only, please. Mo, because Mo's only got half hour, so we'll get him up here. He's got to do his, he's going all super chef, isn't he? Master chef. So, yeah, with Mo. Oh, he's having his Sunday dinner. Happy day. We had it yesterday. I haven't got my headphones, make sure I've got them. But yeah, but please, for now, just Mo, because he hasn't got long. Don't know what he wants to talk about. I've got my 2 stories ready. I got the stories, you might have seen by the actual write-up, hey? Apparently the Green Party is saying Hamas should not be treated as terrorists. Could you make that up? And Sadiq Khan's armed officers, the police officers or bodyguards, whatever you want to call them, they actually left their guns outside. No, he couldn't make it up. But I mean, they're my chosen stories. I do not know what Mo wants to speak about, but we're going to find out. How you doing, Electrodot? Oh, he's there already. Happy days. Oh, how you doing, Mo?
Hello. Happy Easter.
Hey, mate. You get my respect. That was a good effort with the hot cross buns.
I have them right now, actually. Yeah. I piped on the cross, the cross. You combine bread and flour with flour and water, and it turned into soup. It's just literally leaked all on the sides of the bun. So I couldn't really make a proper cross. I only got a few buns with the proper cross. So,
like, mate, it better than what I would do. I mean, I used to make cakes and that. I used to think I was a bit of a baker, you know what I mean? I used to make massive cakes and they'd have so much stuff on it, like, wouldn't believe. But I don't know, it's like everything. I get bored after a while. Mate, everything but M&M's.
Like like Kinder or something.
We had cherries. Let me try and remember. It was cherries. We had white buttons, chocolate buttons. Obviously, it had all its jam going on and that. I think was there coconut? I can't remember. But there's other sweets. Can't think what they were now. Look, I'll give it all that. I can't even remember what I put. It was years ago I done it, but it was like chocolate and everything. You name it. Like I had about 8 different sweets that I put in it, and all round it. Look at the nuts, mate.
Yeah, especially you buy from the sweet store and you just chuck it on the cake. Yeah,
literally, it was like in the middle as well, and on the top. Do you know what I mean? So it was doubly sweet.
Sounds good. Sounds good. But, yeah, I was never really good at like baking sweets or desserts, but I might try. St. George's Day is in the last week of April. I might try to make a St. George's bun, like St. George's cross bun. I just fill it with like icing, like fill the top with icing, like white icing, and then pipe the cross with some kind of raspberry, I don't know, puree, or maybe I'll add some food coloring or something. I don't know. I'll figure it out. St. George cross buns would be fun.
Yeah, you can buy. You can get red icing. So do the white and then put the red on top. 2 thin lines. That look cool.
Yeah, red icing sounds good. Red icing sounds good. Now, how about you? How's your door doing? Is your door still tattooed with paint?
I think Michael Jackson's outside saying, "It doesn't matter if you're black or white." Painted it black because we didn't want white because it's boring, and then someone throws white paint at it. I was like, "Oh, mate, really?" But yeah, but we're ignoring that.
Night. Hopefully your door's doing fine.
Yeah,
it's not passed out yet.
It's still no, it's still an active door. It, you know, it works, shall we say? But yeah, we were saying last night we're probably gonna get me on the labour, sand it all down and redo it and everything. I mean, it's just gonna take labour more than anything. Paint it black again, and then I think wifey said to actually get rid of all the slabs for the pathway and get something new there. So whatever she decides. So it's an excuse for a makeover. So
Yeah, good excuse to get off your bum and do some labour, hard labour. But
that's it.
that
Yeah,
was definitely a targeted attack. I'm telling you. I think you doxed yourself. Someone's been either following you on the road because they're instead of road raging, they decide to find out where you live. Or it was as you said in your email, it's your daughter's ex or something.
Yeah, it's something to do with that. We were because me and my son were going to go around his house, but we didn't know where. Because there's no other reason. I mean, if I was still on the blooming doors and that, I'd be like and ahhing because people, believe it or not, do follow doorman home and find out where they live. But I'm not on the doors no more. Wifey's not in the pubs. We don't really go out much. Do you know what I mean? Whereas we've had an incident or two before with regards to this, and it's literally the only explanation. And even the daughter thinks, yes, this is because of. So, you know, and she heard voices outside before, like a girl and a bloke. So there's something going on. And the car went round the estate 3 times. You know, having a look.
You mean like it's happened before? So someone's chucked like food items at your door before, like a banana or something?
No, we've had other people come round, but when me and my son answer the door, we're both well over 6 foot, they sort of reel their neck in and they don't want to say anything. And then they sort of run away. But the only other way they could sort of, you know, do something harmful is to maybe lob paint, because no one with right brain's gonna look at me. I'm 6'6". My son's about 6'4". He's an absolute nutter. Probably gets it from me, but but you know, no one's coming through that.
But who does that? They definitely.
I know.
I think it could be but you don't really have any proof, do you? Because I mean, the police clearly don't care. They didn't show up, did they?
Nope. The police didn't bother turning up, and then we got an email the following day saying, "Oh, we've looked on our database and we've done some research, and we don't think we're going to do anything because we're not going to know who it is." What?
Oh, well, yeah! Surprise! No, they're too busy arresting people for Facebook posts. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, I think it's absolutely.
So you're the one. Yeah, you're the one who has to gather the evidence for them. Like, that's great. So we're doing the jobs for the police. You're doing the police's job. That's what they're asking you to do. Scumbags.
Yeah. Oh, I still got it. Yeah, I still got it actually loaded up here. Actually, so let's have a look. There you go. There's my door.
Me. Gee.
I don't know.
Who does that? Look at that.
That's an elephant that walked past, mate. It was an elephant. We call it Jumbo Cummings.
Jumbo
We got to laugh or we cry. But this is the car that went a few times. That's the car in question. That was on the neighbour's CCTV. And then we got this email, which
the funny bit is
give them SWAT team, but where it says, "My conclusion, following a review of your report." They literally reviewed the report we made. How's that going to do anything? It goes, "Our research on our system and taking into consideration all reasonable lines of inquiry, but this would not meet the threshold to bring a potential suspect to justice." Well, your lines of inquiry, surely you would have gone around all the neighbours and everything.
Yeah, but you can tell,
didn't bother.
Like from
not be asked.
You can tell from the way they've written that email. It's a pre-scripted email, so they probably have hundreds of different scenarios and cases like yours where it doesn't meet the threshold, and you just copy and paste it. Look at that.
Yep,
that's brilliant. How much money is that going to cost to repair your drive and your door?
Well, I mean, luckily we're going to save hundreds because I can do all that. So, you know, the patio slabs, we're probably looking, I don't know, 20, 30 quid. Mind you, we end up doing the whole part. So 60 quid for that.
I'm
The
not I'm
pot
trying.
on the right's been ruined. Look at the wall though. Trying to get gloss off that wall. We're gonna have to see if we can hire a water pressure thing, or
Yeah, and it's
oh
gloss paint,
mate,
isn't it? So you
yeah,
can't even use vinegar
gloss primer.
to clean it off, or like acid.
No, have to be white spirit is a good one. That sort of stuff. But yeah, but
Yeah,
I
but you
was
have to
fuming,
apply
mate.
like layers and layers of it. Like you can't just douse it all in one go and it'll disappear. You could try jet washing,
Nope.
but then you remove some of the tiles, like parts of the material as well. Fucking
Yep.
hell.
But that
Jeez.
was a massive
Oh,
bird, mate. Wasn't it? A big bird that flew over that one.
well, like an ostrich. Yeah. The first ostrich that can fly and still being
Yeah.
hunted down. We haven't found
But
it.
thing, thing is, though, I know it's not bird poo because all the birds around in Portsmouth fly upside down because there's nothing worth shitting on. So yeah, but couldn't believe it, mate. But yeah, oh well, there's more work for the whiz. What can we do?
I
What can we
believe you've
do?
doxed yourself. If it's not your daughter's story, it could be maybe your wife or yourself driving along the road. You sound your horn at someone and they get pissed. Instead of road raging, they follow you home and find out where you live.
Yeah, it'd be
Yeah.
funny if we
You
found
got to be
out it was
careful.
something to do with me. But
You got
but
to be
thing is, though,
careful who you sound your horn at.
there's literally nothing. Like I don't go out full stop, so the fact I haven't been out for so long or worked on the doors for a couple of years now, it's like I'm innocent, you know what I mean? But as soon as that happened, like even the daughter, oh, what happened there? Mo's like, yeah, that's enough of that. Oh, Slim's in the back end as well. Slim's in the house. We'll get Slim up, get Mo back. Look, there he is.
I came off. Right. What we
He's like, yep.
Yep. Did you see? Didn't you check with your neighbours? They have doorbell cams and ring doorbells.
Yeah,
They,
next door said the batteries just run out, so that was sod's law. But the photo you saw of the car, the hand there's a woman who lives just over. She's got proper CCTV and all that. But the police could have asked her for that, and they could have done something to the photos. We found the pot of paint down the bottom of the road because there's paint all over someone's front lawn. We found it says gloss primer, and they could have fingerprinted that. Like the wife picked it up with a bin liner, so she didn't touch it or nothing. And we thought, oh, we can give that and say fingerprint it. But no, the police are like, well, actually, no, we looked on the system, we listened to your report, and we can't be bothered, mate. Thanks for paying your taxes. Have a nice life. See you later. That was basically it.
yeah, but fingerprinting the bottom of the bucket, it's not going to do anything. It's not like someone's murdered or anything, so they're not gonna check.
No.
Do you know how much money it takes to check someone's prints? They probably.
Yes,
They probably.
the wife, it's all too expensive, isn't it? They'll be like, nah, you just sort your own crap out there, mate. There's no point claiming on the insurance. There's no reason for it.
Yeah, because it doesn't meet the threshold. I bet it was your neighbor. I mean, her excuse of what my ring doorbell ran out of battery. It must have been.
Yeah. They were like, no, how dare you paint your door black to look different? We want it white. Whoosh! So yeah, it is what it is.
Yeah,
but
but
I need it.
I think you should install more cameras because this is kind of like I'm guessing it's not the first time that they've actually scanned your area and found out where you live. Because if they try this, if they've managed to get away with it, they're going to do it again. So you're at risk.
Yep, that's what we said. I said that, but lucky we got something that overhangs the door. So I said to the missus, we could even put a camera up there because they're not going to see it until it's too late. Do you know what I mean? And we can get it out like into the road and all that, but in a way where it's a bit not so obvious. They come flying up because the person that come round before, my missus just laughed in her face, literally laughed in her face, and then my son walked out and she looked at him and just walked off. So that was quite funny. But like you say, the best thing I said I was like, wait, so the police are going to do nothing. They've got away with it. They might actually think, oh, let's do that again because we got away with it last time. Do you know what I mean? It's a dangerous sort of situation now. So,
Yeah, if it keeps happening, you're gonna have to move house. That's I believe you've docked yourself, 100%. That's why ever since I started this YouTube channel, I'm really wary of my surroundings. Like when I'm driving on the road, especially when I'm within my area, within my town, as soon as I have just a sneaking suspicion that someone's trying to follow me, I just circle round the roundabouts and take a detour. That's how paranoid I am. Because you never
mind
know.
you, that
If
sometimes
people can find out.
this day and age, that's a good thing, mate. Yeah. I mean, I don't go
Yeah,
out
'cause
full
people can
stop.
find out
So,
where you, especially when you have a public profile. When you have a public profile, so I don't doubt it when Paul Thorpe he says that he was spat at, his family were bullied, and someone went to his house and threatened him and threw death threats, and I'm not even surprised because I mean you're making it known that you live in Brighton, and it's not even Brighton isn't even a hard yeah a big city, so it's
I'm
not
glad
hard
you
to
said
find
that because I
out.
don't live there. So, that's good.
Yeah, but Portsmouth is small as well. Portsmouth's not tiny.
I mean, Portsmouth is like one of the most condensed cities in Europe. It's ridiculous. So,
Yeah.
like, to be fair, no one with a brain will come near my house if it's something to do with me because it just won't end well. But when it's like these abusive ex, then they're a bit of a screw loose. Do you know what I mean? They like to give it all that, but then when if they actually sort of wanted to come up to her and me and my son were there, they wouldn't. They just wouldn't. We tower over him. You know what I mean? We're a good foot and a half taller than him, so if he's got a brain
I
cell,
mean,
he'd stay away.
is your daughter in secondary school or university, or what kind of
It's 38.
context do we have?
38.
Wow. So it's definitely a grown adult, like
Yep.
ex-boyfriend.
Yep. Yep. We've
Wow.
we're on the case, but we'll see. But he won't
I
get
mean,
away with it.
if he's
Once we get it confirmed, can't say too much on
well, if
YouTube, but
he's
once it's confirmed, it's dealt with.
yeah, yeah, if he's willing to do it and he realizes he got away with it, he's going to be planning his next move. So
Yep.
yeah, you're in big
Yeah, we'll
trouble.
have none of that.
So
But yeah,
yeah,
absolutely not.
what was your topic of the day for this stream? Was it about
I
Hamas?
had two stories that hit the mark with me. Hamas should not be treated as terrorists as the Green Party. And it was Sadiq Khan and his so-called police security left a bag of guns and bullets and everything, ammunition outside of his apartment or his house, just left there on the road, and
Oh yeah,
someone picked them up.
I read up about that. I read up about that.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
I bet the Muslim community must have known about it. They must have headed in straight away, took all the guns.
Yeah, made me chuckle.
What about King Charles III? He's not making an Easter message here.
Yeah,
Scumbag.
I know. Yeah, that was. I actually thought someone would actually choose that as their topic today because that's just. But there's quite a few speeches going back in time where he's mentioning Islam, isn't there? But how come this year no mention of Easter, and they're actually replaying the Queen's speech that was going all around on X, the Queen's speech rather than Charles? But I mean, does this sort of push more towards that he might be secretly a Muslim?
Yeah, like I was actually really mad when I first heard it. Like there were endless posts on X, like saying King Charles not making an Easter message here. It's like, what kind of king are you? You're supposed to be defender of the faith, and he's like the head of the Church of England. Why doesn't he abdicate the throne, bring down the cult of England, and just restart everything? Like some people are saying that we should abolish the royal family. I'm not completely in favor of that, but I understand their reasoning. It's like, what's the point of having a head of church and a head of state if he doesn't even defend the faith? I actually think he's a closet Muslim. I mean, we've had videos dating back to what, 1993? 1993, when he was already pontificating about how Islam is great and how he learnt a lot from the teachings from the imams and the scholars when he went to these Arabic countries and his visits to Turkey and stuff. It's like it's just like it's getting out of hand, isn't it? It's getting out of hand. I mean, even Keir Starmer, he made a Easter message, making a post. Like our king, the king of the country, the king of this constitutional monarchy can't even be bothered just to say a few words. Coward.
Yeah, apparently he made
So mad about it.
some claim, or someone picked up that he turned around and said he wanted to be like defender of faiths, rather defender of the faith, and that if that happened, everyone would literally denounce the royal family. They'd be done and dusted.
Oh yeah,
That'd be
they'd be done. No, they'd be done. They'd be finished the day when inside of Westminster Hall, or the main palace, they take down the cross and they put up and then they hang on the crescent moon. That's when you know that Islam and Sharia law has taken over the UK. And then JD Vance can say, "I was right. I was right." The UK is going to be the first Islamic country with nuclear weapons, and is a credible threat to the United States.
yeah. I mean, I'm lost the plot when it comes to the King Charles. I literally have no. I can't even be asked to talk about him. He's just such a wind up, such a useless person on this planet. I just don't understand the whole purpose of the royal family and that. But their money and this and that. But them as people, what is their purpose? For years of incest and the fact that they're sort of German, and we got to like, oh, bow king, not my king and all that. That's what I'm on. Definitely.
Yeah, before I go, I wanted to update the chat on the stuff that's going on in the Strait of Hormuz. So,
Oh
you know
yeah.
how Donald Trump, he's bombed the shit out of Iran, right? That's a
Yep.
that's a whole different subject on its own. Because, like, quite honestly, in all honesty, I'm not really happy with Donald Trump. Um, I haven't been really impressed with some of the maneuvers that he's made. Like, he doesn't really understand the impact that it makes on the global stage when he just like one minute he steps out of the conflict, and the next minute he's calling out NATO countries for not participating. He's kind of
Yeah.
flip flopping all over the place. And then, like, you see the fuel prices, they've been sky high, and they've been increasing not steadily but drastically. And I just made a video, I'm not sure you saw, about an hour and a half ago. When you have fuel, when you have a fuel crisis like that, this is just the beginnings of a fuel crisis. In the next 2 weeks, if Starmer and his government don't do anything about it, I think we're going to end up in a really big crisis. So when you have fuel shortages, you're going to have food shortages, you have medication shortages. So anyone who takes paracetamol or needs to take regular medication, you're going to be affected because the blockages in the Strait of Hormuz, they're blocking fuel, not just fuel, but food imports as well. And you know how 70% of the food in the UK is imported into the country from foreign countries. So our food supplies is just going to be in complete chaos. Food, medication. What about clean water? Utilities, electricity, energy. We have the most expensive energy in the world, almost. And so where are we going to get our energy if the ships that are carrying tankers, like tanks of oil and fuel, they don't come in? So there's going to be a big crisis. And I think I'm not sure if you watched my interview with the bowler hat farmer. Um, that was like a month
No.
ago, and yeah, you can go ahead and watch it. He's actually part of the Advanced UK College, so he's developing like policies on like energy and um like nuclear energy and drilling in the North Sea. But like even he's saying in 2 weeks or even 3 weeks' time, if the fuel prices don't go down, if the politicians don't deliver, solutions, the right solutions, we're going to end up with food shortages and energy shortages. And so I'm just kind of trying to warn you and your chat in the next few weeks, if things don't change, you know, positively, we're going to have to start looking at rationing, stockpiling on food. I'm really looking into that, stockpiling on tin tuna, dried pasta, rice, tin fish, mackerel, that kind of stuff. And just preparing. Imagine if you actually ran out of electricity for weeks on end. Just imagine what you do, and then just lay out a plan, jot it down, and just write down what your sequence of action would be to prepare for the worst. Because what's going on in the Middle East has an impact on Europe and America.
Yeah,
Like we're actually really
definitely.
screwed. Like I didn't believe it so much when one or two people were mentioning it, but when lots of people were mentioning it, and everyone's all distracted about Restore Britain, Advance UK reform, and all this political drama, and everyone's telling everyone aim high, vote low, and all this. Like everyone's missing the elephant in the room. There is a crisis going on, and I think everyone has to prepare for that. It's coming a lot sooner than you think. Um, so yeah, not sure
Yeah,
what people in the chat think about it.
I mean, because I'm a Trump fan. I think what he does now, he does it is so unique. A lot of it, a lot of it. I mean, there's some things that will probably come out that I'm like, hang on a minute. But as a whole, I think Trump is good. If we could have someone's or something like that rather than Bloomin' Starmer, we'd look a lot stronger, and I think the country be in a better place for that. Um, but regards, if we're gonna have to sort of do a bit of this and that or whatever, as long as it don't get too bad, but we've got, a couple of pennies on our fuel or whatever, then if that's the price to pay in order to get rid of someone like an Islamic regime having a nuclear bomb, then so be it. Because that will never end well. They're going to drop that straight on Israel or something. Do you know what I mean? It's like, oh, well, the Quran said, boom, Israel gone. It's going to be on the Jews, isn't it? So, to pay a bit more on your fuel or whatever, that's a small price to pay. I don't mind that. Obviously, I've got limits. Do you know what I mean? It can't go on forever, like you say. But if it gets to the point where you realistically have to start storing food because there could be a shortage, then I've got a feeling even Trump would be a bit like, oh, I don't think it'd be going on this long, and it'd probably look for a way out without looking silly. But I've got a feeling it's not gone to plan, because I've got something tells me that he thought he was going to go in there, do a bit of this and that, and within a week or two, sorted, jobbed. But the Iranians just don't stop, do they? Because they want to die and get 72 virgin goats or something. So they just don't stop, do they?
Yeah,
So I think
donkey
it's taken.
whisperers.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's taken Trump by surprise. I think how long it's going. I hope and pray they don't send in ground troops, because the death toll, etc., it's just going to be awful, and that's the last thing you want to see in anywhere on this planet in 2026. Because it makes me laugh. We got ears, we got a mouth, we got eyes. We are given the gift of communication, the gift of speech, the gift of hearing. Yet everyone just wants to like blast everyone to bits. Seems a bit strange to me. Like, let's communicate, let's talk. No. And I know to a point the Iranians are very ignorant and what's the word? Arrogant. That's the word I'm looking for. So, I know there's only so much you can do, but I think what you're saying, you're probably sort of nearer the truth than people would want to hear. But
Yeah, I think people just try their best to avoid worrying too much about, because remember when we had that lockdown in 2020? Like nobody expected it. Just came straight out of the blue, especially when it's so badly mismanaged by the Tory party, right? Can you imagine another lockdown? managed by Starmer and his government. Look, they've had their salaries increased this month. MP salaries have increased by 5%. They must be jumping up and down. And obviously they're not going to, with the fuel, how it works is that there's a tax on the fuel. So there's VAT and all this tax applied to the fuel. Then there's another tax on top of that tax, which is called fuel duty. But all countries around the world have it. But Starmer and his government, they're not going to reduce the fuel duty. Do you know why? Because it goes into their pockets. That's brilliant, isn't it? Shows how much they care about the people. So they're not going to do anything about it. They're going to bag all the money and go. Maybe they might I was about to say force a general election, but they're probably not going to do it because they want either a conflict with Iran or Russia or whatever, or some sort of martial laws type situation. So that means they remain in power. And then what happens then? Then the digital ID comes in. Then the digital currency comes in. The surveillance state comes in. Some people are calling it Agenda 2030. To be honest, I'm starting to believe it. I'm not even believing it. I'm acknowledging it.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm watching. I can see him at the bottom of the corner of my eye. I can see Slim enjoying his munch. I was going to put him up on the screen just to catch him out while he's there eating a chicken leg or something, but I better not. but yeah, I mean, do you think like it will get a lot worse, or do you think there's going to be or like Trump, because he was saying, oh, we'll have a 5-day, then he's like, oh, we'll have a 10-day ceasefire. Do you think he's going to maybe try and pull out of it and try and save face, and there won't be a regime
I don't
change?
know. It's too hard to tell what Trump is thinking because he keeps changing his mind like every 10 seconds. So I don't really know what his next maneuver is. I feel like what Trump is trying to do is he has good intentions, and I agree with him. The IRGC, they need to go. Just horrible, horrible. Like Khomeini's regime and everything, like torturing people. It's just fuck. I see some of the videos, just shocking. Some of the articles as well, the detail is just shocking. But yeah, what Trump is doing, you could definitely do with a bit of organization, a bit of sound advice, because some of the people surrounding him, like, I don't know where all this planning is coming from. But yeah, I personally believe things are going to get a lot worse. If it doesn't go worse on the economic side, like food shortages and fuel crisis and all that, what about the cultural side? Have you seen David Betts? Have you seen these videos from GB News and all that? Everyone's not calling for civil war, but they're even Paul Thorpe made a video this morning saying like we have to kind of prepare for mass civil disturbance. Maybe not on a national scale, but like in local sort of specific areas, especially like major cities in London where there's multiple ethnic enclaves, there might be potentially civil unrest or even like potential terrorist attacks. Because yeah, lots of people are speculating there's something happening and it's going to all pop off during the summer this year.
Yep. Right. I think someone like the Greens and even Labour won't surprise me at some point they start like sending money and implement arms to Iran. Greens definitely would, for some strange reason, being that they're led by a gay Jewish man. They'll be like, yep, we stand with Iran. How dare America and Israel start an illegal war? Like, what do you mean illegal? They get that on the verge of getting a nuclear weapon. I mean, some people really do deny facts and just ignore it in order to say whatever it is they want to say because that's their chosen narrative and they got a completely different agenda. It just baffles my brain how stupid some people can be. But Greens would definitely be in support of Iran, wouldn't they? Definitely.
Yeah, like the Greens are like postmodernist. They're like past DEI. They're like past the point of sanity. They're probably going to be supporting Iran. They support the torturing and deaths and genocide of hundreds of thousands of people. And they're probably aware of it as well, just so they can prop up their reputation,
Yeah, this is the article I had. I couldn't believe my eyes when I read it. I was like, literally. Like, the Green Party attempt to equate Zionism with racism, said Hamas should not be treated as a terrorist group and claimed it was only banned in Britain due to undermine armed resistance to Israel. I mean, are they stupid? This is ridiculous. Bearing in mind what they've done on October the 7th, I mean, that doesn't really take much of the imagination with that actual slaughter and attempted genocide and massacre. And you think, hang on, are they really actually going to say that they should not be treated as terrorists? What are they then? What are Hamas? Fairy tale come true? I just don't get it. It winds me right up.
I'm gonna head off.
Yeah. No worries, mate. It's all good. It's all good.
Before I go, did you see my recent interview with Shoaib on my channel?
No, it's in my watch later file. I remember that.
Yeah, you must have a massive file. Watch later.
I do. I've got loads in there, mate.
Yeah,
but yes,
Shoaib's a good man. We were talking about, not going to spoil it for you. We were talking about, immigration and the role of Islam. He says he's a Muslim, Pakistani Muslim himself, but I think of him as more like a cultural Muslim. He doesn't really follow the Quranic text. So I was thinking, like, he's actually come onto your stream quite a few times. Obviously you don't know him.
No.
Yeah, the Shoaib perspective guy. I was thinking, like, we kind of talk behind the scenes. Maybe if we could, like, bring him onto the Wiz channel and actually talk things through about Islam and just delve into kind of Islam from a Pakistani immigrant's perspective. Well, he's born in Pakistan. He was raised in Saudi Arabia, so he has a really kind of an interesting background.
Ask him when he's available, and if he's available when you're available, then all three of us can have a discussion, innit? I think that'd be best. But yeah, have a word with him then, see what he's about. You know when I go live all the times, but I mean, excuse me, if it needs to be a different time because of his availability, then not a problem. Just email me and say, oh, he can do 5, 6, 7, 8 o'clock on this day. Just let me know, unless it's fits in with 1 o'clock or something. But yeah, let me know, mate. Definitely up for that. We're all up for talking Islam, aren't we? Get the facts out there. Definitely.
Yeah, I'll message him on WhatsApp. I still got his number, but we can organize. Well, it doesn't have to be super planned out, like structured, because you like a bit more of a casual kind of talk. So we can talk, generally, just talk about talk about Islam.
Guests and that, because I've got what does he call it? Nigerian perspective. I've got him coming on Tuesday. He's talking about Nigeria, Africa and Islam. So I've got him at Tuesday at 1 o'clock. He's got over 360,000 subscribers or something, but his viewage of his videos looks like he's being shadow banned because of what he talks about, which is a bit of an irony, But that'd be a good chat, and it'd be good someone like Shoaib and yourself come on and talk about that. It'd be good. That's right up my street, that is. And like I say, I'm not doing interviews anymore because like interviews, trying to get older people and even Electrodoc, like the amount of emails that go out, no one gives two hoots. So I was like, nah, sod them then. So what I'll do is I'll have guests on and it will be like a chat and there'll be guests. It won't be classed as an interview. And like you say, more relaxed. Okay. So that's how we'll do it. They just be like special guests.
Yeah, because I have a different format from you whenever I bring in guests, because I don't do lives. Well, not yet, at least. I will be doing live streams in the future, but the people that I bring in, it's not really like, most of the time it's not really even a formal interview, but everything is structured properly so that we can talk through the list of bullet points so nobody gets bored, and then you can cover all the points that you want to talk about. But yeah, I can kind of semi-structure it, so I was guessing we play like good cop, bad cop. So I'd kind of challenge Shoaib on some of the things that he believes in and what he means by this Quranic scripture and how can you still call yourself a Muslim if you know. And I'll show, maybe I can upload videos and show the chat like just what Islam is and some of the stuff that's being circulated, and we can talk through it.
Yep. Yeah, that'd be good. Definitely up for that. Yeah, I'll watch that interview as well because I'd be interested to sort of get to know him before I see him, so to speak. So yeah, definitely up for that.
Yeah, it's not really an interview; it was more of a discussion. But yeah, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
He was. I think he's still a member of Advance UK, but he lives in
All right.
Swansea, like Wales. So
Yep.
the elections are a bit different there. But some of the people in the chat know Shoaib. So
yeah,
I
have to keep an eye out for him in my chat then. But yeah, so definitely,
I'll message him. Yeah, I'll message him, and we'll just organize a date, and then I'll email you.
Yeah, okay, mate, do that. Yeah, make sure, let him know it's a casual chat type scenario. It won't be interview, formal rubbish. Do you know what I mean? We'll just chill out and we'll see how it goes. You ask questions, I'll ask questions. He'll say something, we can question it. Happy days.
Happy days. Happy days.
Happy days.
All right, I'm heading off. Happy Easter,
all right,
everyone.
mate. Do you take it easy? Have a good Easter, mate. Stay safe. Live the dream, as they say.
Don't get too.
See you later,
Don't
mate.
get too drunk. See ya. All right.
I don't drink alcohol. See you later. So, what I'll do is I'll wait for to get the thumb up in the background from Slim when he's ready. Oh, he's ready because he was eating, and I'm sure he didn't want to be seen in the world with a face full of waffle or whatever he was eating. Chicken. Oh, chicken. You are what you eat, mate. Chicken. No, I'm not. Oh, are you muted?
All systems go.
There we go. Hey, happy days, mate. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks. And you?
Living the dream, as they say, but I'm not eating a custard cream. But still, what can we do?
Oh, well, custard creams.
But yeah, what was I saying? I don't know. Mo's gone now. I can't remember what I was saying. But obviously, you can talk about anything you want to talk.
Well,
but yes,
since it's topical,
Hamas.
Since it is topical at the moment, you were talking about it. I'll be happy to talk about the war for a while. My personal views.
Well, yeah, I brought this up because it was related because the Green Party of Fruit Loops, they're obviously be like, oh yeah, Iran are good, they're innocent, yeah. But yeah, let us know your thoughts then, Slim. Go for it. The floor is yours.
I think when this episode kicked off, that Mr. Trump thought it would be another Venezuela, that it would be in, kick a few people around and run away and it would all be fixed. And I think his plans have been ruined by the fact that the Iranian regime have proved more resilient than they thought they'd be, that they're better resourced than they perceived they would be. The infrastructure lines haven't been severed quite as they hoped. And I don't think the war's, and I'm going to call it a war at this point, I don't think the war's gone quite as they hoped it would in the start off. The Americans have taken more aviation losses than they have since the Second World War. That's a bad sign. Now, it might be a drop in the American ocean's resources, but it is an indicator that it's not going as planned, right? And the knock-on effect is massive for us all, even if it's only filling up your fuel tank in your car. Everything is going to escalate rapidly insofar as costs, and our lives are all going to get measurably worse because of it.
Yep. Yes, I am behind the chat as usual, Helen. How did you know? So, thing is, though, I could do the chat, and then if Stu was talking and says, "What do you think?" Then, Wiz, I'd be like, "Oh shit, I was doing the chat. I didn't know all of what you said," and then I look an idiot. So, you know.
That's all right. I was just really reinforcing what you'd said. We we here in
I do
Britain,
agree with you.
we're going to be seeing a lot of supply chain problems and such like relevant to energy, fuel, and plastics, such like that are created from fuel, the fertilizers that are created with the benefit and use of fuel. There's a whole lot of things that we are going to suffer from. The energy itself that we are drastically short on is going to affect things like water pumping stations and sewage plants very quickly if we are cut off in any great measure for the energy coming in for the likes of France and Norway. I think it'd be hard. It'd be hard if we were just to bury our head in the sand and say, no, it doesn't matter. But I think it does matter, and it is going to matter. We are going to suffer for these things quickly. I don't want to be grim, but it is a case.
Yeah, like what you said, I think Trump thought it was going to be a lot quicker. I got a feeling that he thought, we'd do a few airstrikes, this and that, we'd get rid of the main ponchos, the Khamenei family or whatever you want to call them, and wipe them out, do that, get their little finger in the pie, sort out new whatever. It seems a lot, if not all of the citizens want to be Christians, and 40 to 50,000 mosques closed. So he's like, yep, do this, do that. And like you say, I think he's near enough at the point where he's going to end up with egg on his face, because it'll end up being like, say, something like Ukraine and Russia. It could go on indefinitely, because the Iranians, like IRGC and that, I don't know what you think, Slim, you might agree or not, I don't know, but I don't think they're ever going to stop. They're the sort of people that just keep going, and the only reason they stop is because they're dead.
No, they're a death cult, so I don't think stopping is part of their agenda. If you're dealing with people that are willing to wrap themselves up in high explosive and walk into crowds of women and children, you're not going to convince them to stop just with a few wee bunker busters slapped in their infrastructure. And although I was initially, I've got to admit, a fan of the bunker busters, they haven't really had the effect that they hoped for. The infrastructure itself is so... Now, I'm talking about in Iran at this time. They have generators. They don't have a great infrastructure with regards to energy. They use diesel generators for most facilities like hospitals, houses, anywhere that doesn't have a small generator as a relatively big generator associated with the building or the area. So being so sparsely allocated, it's almost impossible to knock out all of their power structure like ours is in one big go at a transformer station. So these people, whether it be the IRGC or the locals, they're actually going to have power because it is localised. We are really up against it, and by we I mean the Western world. We are really up against it, fighting with that nation. They've been preparing for decades for this. And no, they're not going to fold easily. I don't want to overplay the hand of a supposed enemy, but these fanatics don't give an easy. They're not just going to give it up because of the little hardship that they've suffered. And for 98% of the population there, they've seen no effect from the American bombings and such like, because these facilities are quite remote. And if you're dealing with a country as big as Iran is, most people in Iran will never even have seen a bomb or heard one go pop somewhere in the distance. So it's nothing to them. What they are suffering from is IRGC clamping down an MD that's trying to step up and ask for the rights back and ask for the regime to get kicked out. And by a lot of accounts, there's been about 40,000 people killed. Now, others in the chat have argued that and asked for my sources, and there's various sources, none of which are totally reliable, but that's the fog of war. And there's a lot of naysayers trying to say, oh, you don't know. No, I don't know. But they're all telling me it hasn't happened. And they don't know. So we don't know. But reports are upwards of 40,000 people now that have been killed by the IRGC. the whole thing's a shit show. We're all going to suffer, and this is going to spin on for maybe decades, let alone a few years.
I'm ever the optimist, I'm afraid. I'm just hoping that it all gets sorted out within a fortnight, so as we don't see all this, all these fuel prices remain as they are, and like, you know, just keep escalating. However, I am going to go out to Tesco's at some point and go and get myself some more beans and sausages, tins of, because I seem to have run out of them. I eat them like crisps.
Is it open today? I thought they were closed today.
No, they shut at 4 o'clock today, so you know, I'll just have to leave it for another day. But yeah,
it's 5 to 5.
Beans, yeah, they close at 4.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't say I'm going to go today, did I? I just said I've got to go out and get some, but not today.
Oh, right, I'll let you off. I was going to say, hang on, you're late. You're late. Slim was looking at you like, are you stupid?
The staff was painting the door today, so you know I couldn't really go out and go and get more beans and sausages. So
I'll be done. But
but
other than go on.
I'd also heard that you know, from a thumbnail today, that Trump has been supplying the Iranian people, you know, the decent ones, with guns and stuff since January. So obviously they're now going to have, you know, not really boots on ground, but they kind of have got boots on ground in the Iranian people, because they'll be able to go and pop them off wherever they see them, you know.
Let me have a look.
It'd be nice to think.
Let me have a look.
There is another issue in the fuel supply problems. See, with the Straits of Hormuz being shut and the fuel supply being limited that can go through it, they're shutting down wells. Wells that get shut down get sludged up. They basically get tarred up and blocked, meaning that, in fact, if they're shut down for any length of time, they're inviable. Not use anymore. And new wells will have to be drilled alongside them in the vicinity to get oil flow going again. Yeah. So these things, obviously they shut down minor wells before they shut down the major supply wells, right? But we could be in a situation where it's taking years to get back to this, even if the conflict is over relatively quickly. Because as they shut down those wells, they will not be able to pump oil out them again.
Yeah.
People aren't there so much aware of these things, but it is a well-known thing among the drillers.
Well, I suppose it all depends on the quality as well as of the tarmac plug that's over these wells. You know, I mean, if it's been put down by our English, British, you know, pothole fillers, they should be able to take it off with just a crowbar or a big tire. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's just me being daft.
Well, yeah, it's the tar within the oil itself that plugs up the straw deep down. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they'll be finished.
Yeah. So what you got then, Wiz?
I'll just read it. It's saying that there's actually no, they do not indicate any armament or weapons were given to Iranian civilians. There's no credible evidence. It says at the top. The top bit is the main bit, but
yeah, I've forgotten where I read it. It were on a YouTube thing. It wasn't one that's normally one of the AI generated crap, because I tend to filter all them out. So, you know, it might have been GB News. I can't remember. I really can't remember. It ought to have been a decent source, so that I checked out. And it was only today that I noticed it, and I think it were only in a thumbnail. I don't think I bothered watching it.
Well, there's no credible evidence at this point. I'll keep an eye on that, see if any developments.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's not really, not really much going on there.
Very good.
But
on YouTube,
to be fair though, you know, you're not going to give arms to civilians. I mean, that'd just be like, they're just going to go out and it's just like going to be like suicide to them. They got no skills. They probably don't even know how to use the weapons, innit? I can't see that. It'd be a bloodbath.
Done it in every conflict.
Yeah, yeah, it does happen, but that'd be I don't know.
We had Dad's army here during the last war.
They might get arms from somewhere, but I can't see Donald Trump wanting to do it, because what they then turn on the American army?
What, the Northern Alliance?
That'd be crazy, absolutely crazy. But
It'd be crazy, but it is what happens, and it happens repeatedly.
yeah, there's always more going on that we know anyway, isn't there? And you always think something sounds so stupid, and then you find out it was a fact. So, yeah, you know,
well, the Yanks themselves financed the Northern Alliance, and the Northern Alliance has turned into the jihad that we're fighting with.
There you go, I've got it. It's on Tusi TV. Trump arms the Iranians. It was 24 minutes ago. This were uploaded. I can post the link, I believe. Just do that.
Tusi TV is not exactly a good source, though, is it? I'm trying to think who else I could search.
Roughly 1.5 million subscribers would have you believe otherwise.
Mayor Tusi is personally
his sources, you know.
Was Mayor Tusi is actually personally connected to the king and his family in Iran.
If anyone would know, it'd be Tusi who'd know for anything going off in Iran. Yeah,
he's well connected and handsome.
There you go.
Lucky bugger.
Yeah. Yeah, Tusi's family did around.
Tusi says it, but no one else is saying it. He said something the other day, and like that never got. Last week I think he said something, and then I looked it up even a week later, and it's still like the opposite. So I don't know where he gets his stuff from, but I mean, some stuff he says, obviously, it gets clarified, and I'm like, oh, there it is. But I've had a couple of times where he said something, and it's not the case.
Yeah. Well, there's been talk recently about the Trump negotiating with the Iranians, and I pointed out, I think it was even on this stream, that it never says what group of Iranians he's negotiating with. It could have been negotiating with the family of the old Shah, so that when this all finishes, they can step back into place. I think we're suffering for a lack of information at the moment and speculating on the back of it. But we're also guilty of misreading information that is given. And there isn't the fog of war dictates that there's never a law. And the truth is always the first victim of war. So
I found one that confirms it.
Yeah, I'm going to say, because I mean, you've been streaming for an hour. You've been streaming for an hour now. And like, I saw it before you started streaming. Yeah, the one that I've just shown you was from 23 minutes ago. So obviously it should also be on.
This is new alert.
Yeah.
2 minutes ago.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh, saying that, it said 2 minute. Oh, 2 minute read. Sorry. 10 to this one up. And this is basically saying that Trump revealed in a Fox News interview that United States sent weapons to anti-regime Iranian protesters earlier this year, and the arms were delivered through Kurdish intermediaries.
Yeah, which would be
aired the last hour.
Yeah, which would correlate with me saying it was January. I think it's been sending them since January.
We sent a lot of weapons to the Iranian protesters. We transferred them to the Kurdish militias, and I think the Kurds kept them.
There you go.
But, wouldn't they?
The Kurds have kept them.
Yeah. The comment came during the same wide-ranging Fox News appearance in which Trump issued his latest ultimatum to Tehran. If Iran doesn't make a deal quickly, we will bomb them and take their oil, while confirming temporary immunity for Iranian negotiators. Context: the weapons transfer was aimed at supporting Iranian protesters seeking to overthrow the Islamic Republic, not the regime itself. Delivery was routed by Kurdish militia likely referring to Iraqi Kurdish forces with ties to Iranian Kurdish opposition groups operating near the Iran and Iraq border. And Trump added that he believes the Kurds ultimately kept the weapons rather than passing all of them on to the protesters inside Iran. That's
what do you expect anyway? You know, they couldn't. Israel couldn't even get any flour over to like Gazans because the regime kept taking it all, didn't they? So what do you expect with a load of weapons, I suppose?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Things I mean,
sorry.
That's right. Crack on.
There's other things that people see and ridicule and such like as well, and talk about for all the wrong reasons. The condoms being one that keeps springing to mind. There was a report that so many 100,000, I think it was 500,000 condoms had been sent to Palestine, right? Now, I pointed out that these people aren't using them for preventing pregnancies.
They don't believe in it.
Well, latex itself is very energy dense.
Yeah.
And it is also, when mixed with carbon and an oxidizer, usually ammonium or potassium nitrate, used as a rocket fuel.
Yeah.
They were sending condoms by the million to these people, and they were turning them into rocket fuel. And people are laughing at it and saying, what do they need with all of them?
Yeah.
And it shows you that people aren't aware of the covert methods that others can supply rockets, armaments, bullets. I mean, it's like, see if I send you a couple of machines, if I finance some wee engineering plant with a couple of machines, it seems innocent and it seems innocuous. But those couple of machines, you'd put a couple of skilled engineers on those couple of machines, and in just a few weeks, they would be churning out gun barrels, and they would be churning out missile cores, whatever you needed. Machines make things. And people don't seem to understand that supply isn't always just boxes of bullets or boxes of guns. You can actually create these things from the ground up. And Israel did so for themselves when they produced the likes of the Uzi. They produced their own bullets and hidden factories. Now, you can supply people with equipment that they can produce their own stuff, whether it's bombs, bullets, automatic weapons, whatever. You don't need to send them actually constructed parts. You can send them kits. You can send them spare parts for washing machines and such like. You know, the components are all the same no matter where they come from to make IEDs and such like. So the whole situation in Iran at the moment and in the Middle East is far worse than people think it is for its potential to cause trouble. We laugh at these people and say they've got a 78 IQ, but they're not as stupid.
No. It was Biden. Biden was sending them the condoms and that. He also left a load of military hardware, didn't he, in some unfinished war. Afghanistan war, left them all military hardware. It's as if they're in collude. I mean, I don't think you can ignore it. You know, the democratic government seemed to be in cahoots with them, didn't they? You know what I mean? Seemed to be from their actions, you know. Everybody's typing it, except me.
It's me, sorry.
Yeah. I've got some idiot really bugs me. The idiots out there like replied to a one of the videos where it says 3 more arrests. Is Ismail right? He's like, oh, the genocide on the Palestinians. No, there's no genocide on the Palestinians, mate. I said how many times? Was it 40 to 70,000 people killed? What, out of 5.6 million? God, that's a bloody crap genocide, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like Israel and USA that have funded and orchestrated Hamas. No. That's a lie, because Israel were looking to support someone to actually run Palestine, and then Hamas decided to turn. It's like, these are all facts. No, they're not. Absolute idiot. And he goes on about a load of rubbish. So I was like, right, let me quickly just put him in his place because he's an idiot. Look, my lies are facts because I said facts. Yeah, all right, mate.
Not only that, but I mean, they even got the what's his name? The guy who just got killed, the Ed leader. I don't know his name. That idiot. Even the Israelis actually saved his life from cancer, didn't they? By operating on him. So why don't they just off him there and then? Because they're not allowed to, because it's in the health service constitution, into something. You know, you got to save people, not kill them out. Yeah, they even did that, and that's the Israelis doing that. You know, you got a scalpel right next to his cancer thing. You know, surely if they'd have been corrupt, they'd have killed him, wouldn't they? But they didn't. They fixed him. And it wasn't until he got a Exocet missile on his forehead that he died.
Yep. So I'm trying to see what's going on in the chat. So is that his name? Helen Pahlavi. Pahlavi. Is that how you say it?
That's the new prince, the crown king of crown prince of Iran. Pahlavi. Yeah.
But he's not, because obviously Khamenei's
and he does, because
I've seen is that right?
I've seen him doing live interviews with him. He's the crown prince of Iran. He's the one who's going to be going back to Iran because he got he didn't. His dad got extradited when in 1979 he got thrown out of country. Now he's coming back with his Revolutionary Guard, I believe they're called. His new police force.
Right. And that's to oust Khamenei.
Well, it was, yeah, but now Khamenei's dead. Now they've just got pockets of resistance, haven't they, in places. A bit like the end of World War II with Germans, you know, in Berlin, and they had little pockets of resistance, didn't they? So that's why apparently Trump's been arming the civilians with arms, obviously. I mean, you said, well, they're not even going to know how to use them guns and stuff like that. However, the French couldn't they? And they were really civilians, yet they had weapons and stuff. So obviously, they'd be able to get trained by somebody, yeah. And then they've got their own civil war, if you like, in the middle, and plus whatever America and Israel are doing with them. You know, I don't think they're going to win, really. If they do, it's because someone's back down.
I think the regime, the IRGC regime, with the mullahs, are going to get beat. I don't think it's going to be clean and easy. It is going to take time. These people are heavily entrenched with massive resources. And just giving light arms to the population, it will help. It will help them defend themselves, for instance. It draws the fight from a face-to-face encounter to something that can be done for hundreds of yards away. So it is an advantage. But they need to have them in massive numbers, and they actually need to have heavy equipment to unseat them for their bunkers and their bases. The bases and bunkers as reinforced concrete structures, light arms, lightweight gunfire. It doesn't make much of a dent in a concrete emplacement. So the regime that have a great upper hand still, and I think this is where the Americans should be playing their hand and destroying these things, which is what they've been doing. But they hoped it would be like Venezuela, and it is going to string out. And my personal opinion is that the follow-up to this, the backlash, is going to go on for decades. And it's not going to be an easy fix.
Yeah, well, certainly not going to be as easy as they hoped.
No, especially when Europe's full of these people and not descendants.
Yeah, but Venezuela was just one guy and his little militia, weren't it? You know what I mean? Whereas Iran, it's Iran plus all their proxies that are going to kick off.
Well, it pretty much became that way with Maduro,
Yeah, I think Trump would have known that, though, wouldn't he, Flynn?
I think there's a big difference in the fact that Maduro, as you said, was basically a man with a gang. His gang with the Communist Party. That's a big gang. But Maduro was living comfortably high on the lam, and he wasn't aware that everybody around the world hated him. The Iranian regime, they've been aware of that for a long time. They've been shouting, kill the West, kill the Americans, kill everybody for decades, and preparing for decades. A fifth of their whole national output has been spent building these bunkers and these deep mountain installations, a nuclear program, try to build atomic bombs, ground-to-air defence. Their resources are vast. And I think even the Americans underestimated how big their resources were. Their stockpile of arms seems to be endless at the moment. And here's a holiday and they dig them out and fire them all at the Israelis. Now, I think despite the intelligence that Americans had on them, I think they underestimated it badly.
Oh, look, apparently there's a from chat.
What's that all about?
Well, the chat's been cutting off a lot of words. I've tried to type in a few messages that have been deleted about their armaments and such like, and it's hard to respond to people because when you try to type in certain words, and I mean, if you're talking about wars, you have to use certain words.
Yeah.
And they're cancelled by YouTube. So communication is hard on any real level.
I don't think you can write the word terrorist. Oh, you might. Let me try. Oh, yeah, it worked on there. It don't work through my StreamYard. It blocks it. I have to put like some weird random letters in. I'm trying to type a few to see. Everyone's saying they get
Yeah, a lot of the chats disappear. But that's common when you try to talk
crazy.
about these things.
Yeah,
This
type a few.
this is how the system itself fights against you and stops you actually creating a situation where you're aware of what's going on. Because if you can't use certain keywords, then you're unable to actually talk about certain situations in any meaningful manner.
It's bloody stupid. I don't know why it does that. Just let people talk, innit?
They fear the word.
Even Emma said she had problems earlier.
Again, another arm of the American, American sympathizers of Iran, if you know what I mean. Which is
not just the Americans. The Brits have an input. And the British government themselves, they fear the spoken word. That's why they're putting the fear of God into people for having their opinions. Because opinions spread like a disease.
Yeah.
They are in fact a disease. They call it a mimetic virus, when your opinion can be taken up by others and they pass it on to other people. And the truth is now that mimetic virus, and it's a virus that they're trying to suppress. If we speak truth and other people hear truth and they realise that the truth is they're being subjugated by a government that doesn't care about them, respect them, or act upon their wishes, more people are going to get disillusioned and say, well, these governments, they're not for us. And instead of being supporters of the government, you will actually be acting against the government. And the government feel that, and they feel the spoken and written word as a result.
I literally tried to put Christian Prince, who went nope, and that was in StreamYard. So I tried it on YouTube. It was like nope. Then I tried it again. It went in. So I know what it is. Everyone has to do super chats. That get around it.
You can't put certain words into super chats either, because I've done that.
That can be odd. Even that can be odd. It says like, oh, you're not allowed to say that. You need to put something else. Rephrase you what you're saying. You know what I mean?
You can't put the word fat, for instance, into a super chat.
You can't.
Nope.
No.
No, someone's
So what else we got today? There's that. Wanted to mention about the Trump giving arms to the Iranians. So I've done that. What else have I seen today? Not a lot. Not a lot today. I've been watching gaming videos today just for a break. So yeah.
And the British front is all controversy and infighting.
Yeah.
I've been watching some. I know this isn't probably what you want to hear. The whole Paul Thorpe situation with his crowd and Danny Tomo. There's a lot of infighting going on between that group and some others on the far right, the actual far right.
Yeah.
But it keeps coming up in my feed and I can't resist watching it, so more of it comes up in my feed.
Yeah. I know what you mean, yeah.
Irrespective of who's right, who's wrong, and who's indifferent, it's done the right side of the political aisle, no good whatsoever. All these controversies and bickering matches coming to the light. And it's kind of taking a shine off of the whole right-wing situation.
Yeah.
Right-wing as perceived by the far left, the communists, you know.
Yeah. I was watching Dan Wharton yesterday. He had 4 priests. Well, it started with 4. Then Calvin Robinson, who used to live around here, you know, he used to live in Mansfield. His family are from Mansfield, the Robinsons. Can remember them years ago. Yeah. He had to go because his internet connection were unstable, and then they brought this other guy on who's the Mosque Busters. But then he turned out to be a proper ethno-nat kind of person, you know what I mean? And they're all, you know, knowing at that, and which I don't really blame him, because he said, well, what about Based and Bougie? You know, one of the reverends, one of the reverends said, well, what about Based and Bougie? Are you for her? And he says, oh yeah, she's a nice lass, but no, I think she should be gone. You know what I mean? So, yeah, okay, that's going to work, isn't it? As a political standpoint, you know.
Personal opinions. We were talking the other day about how the wide sweeping opinion of a party or group isn't in any way represented by often some of the small members of the group, or groups of the group, groups within the group, if you like, the small bubbles within the big bubble. There's a lot of these opinions that I just don't agree with, whether it's ethno-nationals or the civic nationalists or the, I don't know. I don't even know the titles they come up with anymore.
Yeah.
But these things are dividing the right to such a point that they're going to have no say in the next election. And a lot of people think that that's a psyop to break it right up. But I think we are doing it to ourselves.
Well,
it's one of the reasons I tend to stay away from the infighting drama. Yeah. Because you're actually, I mean, even by talking about it at this point, I'm adding to the weight of the drama. Because I've mentioned that other people are going to look into the drama and they'll want to know about Paul Thorpe, they'll want to know about Danny Tomo and what the argument was.
Yeah.
Who spent what money where and why.
So I saw this unfold, you know, and it was, if I remember right, you know, I mean, I need to check out date stamps and stuff like that, videos and when they were uploaded, but it was basically Nate and the other guy on the State of Politics, the YouTube channel, who've also obviously got interests, and they also appear on the Saga of Aragon or the Lotus Eaters podcast. They also appear on there. And I know that Carl Benjamin, who was the founder of the podcast of the Lotus Eaters, he had a personal interview with Rupert Lowe, you see. So so Nate and whatever his name is on the State of Politics, they were both talking about Based and Bougie and Baraka. And honestly, what they said on there was so incredibly racially motivated, if you like. It was unbelievable. And I think that's where it started to action and started to show its ugly, Bo and Nate and Bo. That's it. Yeah, his name's Nate. And I think that's where it hatched from. And then suddenly Paul Thorpe had to go on the defensive for them too, you know, and that's where it all started to kick off, kind of thing.
Well, that's one aspect of it, but the situation I've been following is actually relevant to money, fraud, such like, which are actually crimes. No tittle. That's what I was saying. See someone within a group having an opinion. It's not necessarily representative of the group policies or the political policies of the party that they're going to be a party. Yeah. Every group has people with extreme ideas or extreme policies, or ideas and policies. But the political party that they're a part of, that needn't necessarily be representing the ideas. The ideas that come from the top down get established and put in print. Everybody, even myself, would say things. I could say things that would be taken out of context and clipped out of context and look terrible. Terrible. Yeah. And I'm the first to admit that.
Yeah.
And humour now is a death sentence to a lot of people.
Yeah.
It used to be you could crack jokes and people realised that you were cracking a joke. But as a lefty told me recently, jokes aren't funny. Exactly. And they meant it when they said it.
Which is why they're all on chuffing head tablets, aren't they? They're all on antidepressants because they don't think anything's funny.
That's right.
Yeah.
But if they can tell you in serious, I thought it was a joke when it was said, jokes aren't funny, and they were deadly serious when they said that. And see, jokes being of the nature that you have to have victims and such like within a joke to make it funny. But if you have no perception of humour, if you have no awareness of it,
yeah, then you're not going to be.
It's just a comment made that can be clipped, taken, and they say, "Or you're trying to say it was a joke, but we don't think it's funny."
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I was trying to talk someone around a black guy in Mo's. On Mo's channel the other day, I was modding for him. He made me a mod, so I can mod that like now. And this black guy's there saying, "Oh, people keep taking mickey out of me." And I said, "Well, use humour." You know what I mean? I said, "Use humour, and then they'll see you as one of their own. Don't worry about it." I said, and he said, "Yeah, but they're always saying that I'm black and stuff, calling me black and that." And I said, "Well, just tell them that your sunbed timer got broke on your sunbed. You'll be fine." You know what I mean? They'll just say that, "Oh, you're only jealous because my dick's bigger than yours." You know what I mean? Something like that. And this guy just said, "This is not a funny matter." You know what I mean? I thought, well, obviously
to them it's not.
Yeah,
this is the problem. Yeah, this is the problem.
And then, of course, I start mentioning this. You know what I mean? I'm able to hand out Pringles without even turning Pringle tube upside down. If you don't want me at your party, then that's your loss. Handing out Pringles. You know what I mean? And he didn't get it. He didn't get it. He said, "You know nothing about my particular problems." I said, "Well, all I can do really is just, highlight things that happened in my life." I mean, I was self-conscious of this for about 30 years. Because of school and that, but then I'd learned to live with it. And I thought, no, sorry, I'll just use it as a prop now. You know what I mean? So
these people are maniacs. They have no perception of these things.
Didn't get it.
They can't be.
Yeah.
And in fact, things like comedy, if you look at what's perceived as comedy now, there is no laughs. No one laughs.
No, it's stupid.
It's an opportunity to moralise and put people down.
Yeah.
Now, Bernard Manning and such like, he would be hung today for the jokes that he comes out with. I watch a guy, quite often I watch a guy, the Angry Bootneck.
Watch him.
He's a witty Midlander, right? For the borough.
Yeah.
Middlesbrough. He's always slating the Scots. He's always slating everybody.
Yeah.
I don't take offence and hang up and say, "Oh, I'm not listening to this. He's talking about a drunken Scotsman."
Yeah.
These caricatures and stereotypes, they exist for good reason. And that good reason is they actually exist in reality. not just in some sort of caricature and a joke.
Yeah,
these people.
Yeah, it's not as if you're stereotyping anybody or anything like that. You're just picking, the general mass of that population. I mean, I know Scots as being drunk. But then again, I know English people being drunk. You know what I mean?
I know that, man. You know what I mean? I know him.
Exactly, yeah. The
left having no humour and no sense of humour. No. They are even unable to understand that there can be humour in racism. Yeah. The sort of, as I've described it, when you're soft racism, there's no racism at all. It's like taking offence at somebody asking where you come from. See, if two people have very little in common, you create something in common by having something to talk about and talking. One of the first and most obvious questions is, if it's a woman, you're trying to get into her underpants and you're saying nice things, right? If it's some Johnny Foreigner, is obviously noticed by his strange and exotic accent, his swarthy skin complexion and his slick black hair, and you think, your first thought is, if you're no racist and you're looking to create conversation, is, here mate, where do you come from? Oh aye, is it nice there? Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Look at me, we barely get any sunshine here. That's why I'm so peeling Wally. You obviously get a lot of sunshine where you come from because you got a nice tan.
Why have you come here?
Aye. And these things are an open to a conversation, or used to be. But now you mention these things and you're branded a racist. Are you a racist? No, I'm not a racist. I've got nothing else to talk to you about me. We don't speak the same language. We've got nothing to share that I'm aware of because I don't know you. And that's something. That's something. Now, my name's Slim. My name's been Slim before I came onto the internet in about the year 2000, right? When it was a dial-up modem that went and you waited 20 minutes for a picture to download, only to find out that somebody pulls you a fast one. It wasn't a tip pick at all. Right? For me to call somebody like Fats Domino in this day and age, nobody's called Fats. Nobody's called Slim. I wasn't the first person to pick up on Slim. Slim Pickens had it before me. Slim Whitman had it and all. There's been a lot of Slims.
Slim right? Shady.
There you go. He was after me. I can say I had it before him.
Fat Boy Slim. Got both.
Right? Now, see, without humour, or without an understanding of humour, these things are taken as insults now.
Yeah.
Fats Domino, for instance. There's no way somebody would pick that as a name the day. No. He picked it for himself because people called him Fats, because he was well fed. Right? There is no humour. Humour's dead, and the left wing killed it. Yeah. And the left wing killed it with fake offence and taking fake offence at every comment, because they found it pretty quick that these things were good tools to control our conversation and shut down your opinion.
Yeah. Like me when I went on holiday, you know, there must have been 30 people that I just stood up, right, and then I just went and sat with, because I was on my own in Benidorm, and then I went to go and sat with them, like, you know, and my introductory would be something like, you know, what's this? Don't know. It's a spider with a big head. All right. What's this then? I don't know. It's a spider with a really big head. I said, what's this? So I don't know. I said, that's just me doing that. I said, what's this? I said, I don't know. I said, it's exactly the same spider as the one with the big head, but this one's got really small feet.
And that's you know any other jokes, man?
No, I had a full repertoire. Don't worry about it. Probably even a Pringles tube as a prop as well.
Well, you use things to get a door open to a conversation, right?
Yeah.
Now, see if you try and open a door to a conversation and somebody immediately picks you on the back foot by making an accusation at you, that not only makes them feel morally superior, but it puts you in a position where you're defensive and they're already got the upper hand on you. And this victimhood thing, that's full of narcissists that just want to be able to control you and feel that they've got some power over you. And let's face it, see if you've got the weight of the police behind you, is a great way to control you. Because if you try and speak up and you get tired of it and say, oh, look, I'm tired of you accusing me of racist, so why don't you beep, 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 you beep, 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 and there, be happy now that I've actually done what you're accusing me of doing. Yeah. And they will phone the police and they will get you arrested in this day and age.
Yeah.
So they have power over you, real power.
Yeah. I mean, look at Rosie. Is it Rosie O'Donnell? that last week, MS. I mean, bless her, she got MS. Yeah, fair enough. But do you really think that she should be on stage? Especially as she's like telling people like Ricky Gervais how to do jokes. Fuck off. You know what I mean?
Jokes are funny.
Yeah.
Don't give it a left wing say jokes are funny.
And you can tell that Ricky Gervais hasn't really been overtook by the woke nonsense because his comedies are still funny. You know what I mean?
Well, Ricky Gervais has seen it and seen through it like I did for its earliest times.
Yeah, of course he has. Yeah. And what's the other guy who's always taking mick out or anything? You don't care. He don't care. Even himself, he takes big. Little guy. He looked.
Roy Chubby Brown.
Yeah. I still watch some of them. Yeah, he laughs like him. What's his name? You know.
No, I don't know. Who is it?
It reverses in. I mean, it laughs in reverse, so it breathes in while it laughs. So, and we're on 8 times.
Not Jimmy Carr.
Jimmy Carr, thank you. There you go. Him. Yeah, and him.
Jimmy Carr's priceless.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've seen Roy Chubby Brown live twice.
Have you? He's still going though, isn't he?
Yep.
He was supposed to retire, but no, he's still going. He retired because we're all chuffing heckles he used to get, from lefty woke morons.
A lot of people in comedy have given it up or moved away from it for that very reason.
Yeah.
Jerry Seinfeld was given an interview. I looked at this. It might have been a couple of years ago, in fact, and he used to do the universities, and he did them for nothing. He didn't get paid to go and talk and do shows at universities. He used to do them off his own back, pay for his own transport, and do them for free because he wanted to give something to the kids in the universities or the young people. And then, after being on stage and being accused of racism and having to explain jokes and apologise to people, he says, wait a minute, I've had enough of this. I've had enough of this nonsense. I cannot go on stage without having to apologise to somebody in the third row and then somebody in the fifth row and then somebody at the back of the hall and then someone over here. You cannot get to hell. He said, I'm done with it. And no, he doesn't do it. And he's not the only person that's taking that attitude. So many comedians, if you know what they perceive to be left wing, comedy shouldn't be political. It should be apolitical, in fact. You should be able to, like us talking about the angry Brutneck, who is priceless. He's a witty, chipper, wee ex-soldier with, to be honest, a lot of charm and a lot of good power. He does a thing called...
He does say it as it is, doesn't he? He says it is, which is big
part. He says it as it sees it. He might not always be right, but he's very seldom far wrong.
Yeah.
Now, he is good at just the casual racism, as I would call it. You know, actually insulting people. But to use descriptors, it's like I go for a Chinese meal. I love a Chinese meal. Right? Now, the Chinese people at the Chinese that I've been going to for now, I don't know, 15 years, 20 years. The Chinese people that took over that shop, just as an example, the lady whose name is Amy, her name isn't Amy, but everybody calls her Amy, right? Now, they be personal friends of ours on a professional level. They cook. She knows my kids. She cooks. We get extra stuff. She's a very nice person, right? No, I still call that a spring link. I'm not trying to insult them. Yeah.
Right.
The Chinese people cook a dinner, and that's a chinky.
Yeah.
And you phone up to get a chinky. Right? You phone up to get a chinky delivered. You're not talking about the people, you're talking about the meal.
Yeah.
And a chinky is abbreviated or made as a spring link.
Yeah.
And who's phoning the spring links? Right? No. There's no insult intended by that.
No, it's a term of
endearment. It's just wordplay.
Yeah, and actually, you know, they should look at it as a term of endearment that we're giving.
That's exactly what it is.
And that's exactly what it is, yeah. But it's easier to say, you know, I'm going to Chinky. Do you fancy out? You know what I mean? Yeah, because you know exactly what's on the menu at the Chinese, so then you'll ask your normal. Same as I mean, you're not supposed to say it, but Pakistanis, right? The people of Pakistan are actually called Pakis. Yeah. So when you say I'm going to nip down to, well, I now call it the Pockies. Yeah, people of color shop. You know what I mean? Because you've got to, because like even now, people. My cousin this morning like look at me in deep disgust because I said I got this from from the Pakistanis. It's not they're even Pakistani anyway. They're actually Indians. I found out. I ended up going down there, like, and I said to him, because obviously they're brown, like, and like all this thing was coming up about, Tommy Robinson and all this weirdness from the Muslims and stuff like that. I said, you're not one of them, are you? I said, what? I said, one of them, a Muslim, like. I said, no. I said, I'm Hindu. I'm Indian. I said, all right, okay, carry on. We'll find a dandy, you know what I mean? All right,
well, that's a bit that upsets them. They don't want to be seen, if they're Pakistani, obviously, they don't want to be seen as Indian.
Yeah, yeah.
I worked with a lady who was an Indian, and if MD, if she heard anybody call her a Paki is a common term here, right? A Hamiltonaki.
Yeah, because you go into the shop, right? You're only going to say, "All right, I'm going to the shop on the corner," right? You're not going to say that because that could be any shop. That could be Tesco's, for God's sake. Right. You know what? Tesco sell everything from like eggs all the way up to barbecues. You know what I mean? You're not going to say that. You're going to say, "Well, I'm going to Packies," yeah, because then you know that you can get fags, milk, eggs, bread from there, right? You know what I mean? So
and the other shop, see the shop in the other corner. It's a dentist's.
That's dentist. Yeah. Well, you know what they do. Yeah. How's your teeth getting on, anyways, Wiz?
How's
your teeth getting on? All right. Interfering with your hearing again.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sort of Thursday the 16th. I'll get seen. So I can't believe it though, right? I literally said to him on the phone, like, I need my last 9 teeth plus 2 halves taken out. Do you know what I mean? So that's 11, say 11 extractions. And they're like, yeah, okay, come in, we'll have a look. That's 80 quid. Like, I literally just told you, like, you could pay me 80 quid. I've just told you what needs to be done. So I don't get why I've got to go there for them to go open wide. You need 9 teeth plus 2 halves taken out. Yes, I do. I told you that. Anyway, £80. What? Yeah. 1, I've already paid, and 2, I've flipping told you that. Oh yeah, come back in a few weeks and then we're like rip your teeth out. They're saying like going private, it's like £40 to £75 a tooth. Yeah. Like, I want a discount, mate. You're doing them all in one hit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But then on the other hand, you see, when I used to have my own television, video and hi-fi hospital, hence Electrodoc, right? I have my own television, video and hi-fi. So I used to have video, people used to come in with the videos and that. I think heads want cleaning. So I'd clean their heads. And they didn't get a discount for telling me that their heads wanted cleaning, mate. So,
Yeah, I know, but I don't get the whole point of my actual, my first appointment is literally to tell me what I've already told them, that I need my teeth out. Yeah. That makes no sense to me. Well, do you know what I mean?
But the same can be said about someone saying to me, I want my head cleaning on my video. I think my head won't clean in my video, So yeah, I don't think you get away with that one, unfortunately. No,
but yours is physically doing it. They're literally just going to look in my mouth and go, yes, okay, next time you come back, that's got to be done. That's what I've just told you, mate. I've literally told you that. You could have done that in this trip. I gave you 80 quid. How many teeth does that cover?
Yeah,
probably 2 halves, mate. But yeah, it's bloody. Maybe they do X-rays or something or whatever. Yeah, they probably check make molds or So they better not turn around and say, if they say to me while I'm there, "Oh, you need an X-ray," I'll be like, "Great." That means when I walk out, I've got to give the reception even more money. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I'll be like, "No, don't do an X-ray. I don't want it. Stop charging me for bloody silly stuff." No wonder you dentists are living the dream and don't want to be an NHS dentist. Yeah. Isn't it? It's like £7 to pull a tooth. Go private, 70 quid. Dentures. Top and bottom, 400 quid. Private, 4 grand. Kiss my hairy bum cheeks.
Pull your selfie app up on your telephone, right, and stick your head in the microwave. There you go. That's free X-ray. You know what I mean? I've now got a brain like a baked potato, but there you go. There's me X-ray. Not that.
No, I'm going to find a bloke called Ray, put an X on his face, and take him with me. So this is my X-ray.
Do that. Yeah.
I don't know what I could do to get out of that, but yeah, I've just got to go. I've never gone private, so it's all new to me. But you know, I've got to do what they say, and I've got to get them out because I'm starting to get infections and God knows what. And that is literally what my doctor was worried about, and my heart specialist. They're like, do stuff before you get bloody whatever. And that was what, July 2024.
Yeah. And if you get an infection,
I mean, I've not had teeth for 10 years previous, but that was the bit, like, your heart, look after it, blah blah blah.
Yeah. And if you've got
holy shit balls,
just before they're going to take them out, if you've got an infection, then you're going to have to pay for a course for antibiotics as well, aren't you? So you know, keep brushing your teeth, get down there so you don't get any infections, and then see what they say. And then at least you're going to save your son a fortune on antibiotics.
Yeah. Robert, is that right? I've just looked on Kofi. It said, "Oh, Kofi, you got a donation." Have you hit the wrong button or something, mate? Was that like? If you can let me know in chat if I can read it out. I'm like, my ass is on the floor. Not literally. It's still in my pants, but
you'll have to go private NHS for that, wouldn't you?
But Rob, if that's like, the thing is with Kofi, with Super Chat, sorry, it comes up. You can see it. Everyone can see it. Do you know what I mean? And like I think it was Hazy once. I said, "Oh, I won't put it on screen," because she said, "Whatever." Oh, I can say. Is that what you're saying? Yeah, sure. He's just gone on Kofi. Like, it turned around and go, "No, it's supposed to be a tenner," but he's just done £100 on Kofi. £100, mate. Please tell me that was a mistake. I could always return it. It was supposed to be a tenner, but bloody hell, mate. That's that's beyond generous. You're right up there. You're right up there in the world of Phil. I know. Like, I got Phil doing things for me, and I actually phoned him today, and I didn't know what to. I phoned the bloke. I'm not nervous talking to anyone, but when it comes to saying thank you and all that, I phoned Phil personally today. But Rob, tell me that blooming hell, mate. That's like, said, "God bless, happy Easter, pay it forward, look for the good in people's heart," which I think is a rather nice message.
That's very nice.
But bloody hell. And there's me talking about looking after my heart. He's trying to give me a heart attack.
That's it. Yes, there are some good people around, Wiz.
Bloody hell, Rob. Like, shut me right up there, ain't you? I'm lost for words when people are that generous. Do you know what I mean? It's sort of like, you know, I have faith in the human race since I met Phil, and then Rob does that. I'm like, I'm lost for words.
You had faith in the human race when you met me,
sort of thing. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, Phil, you said earlier on the phone, didn't you? The irony of that. Oh, yeah, bloody hell. Well, Rob, I'm lost for words. I don't know what to say, mate. I was like it with Phil. I'm saying, "Oh, thanks, mate. I really appreciate it." And you don't know how much it means to me. And I don't feel like I'm expressing how much it does mean to me. Do you know what I mean? I find it really hard. But Rob, I don't know what to say, mate. But thank you. Oh, anyone? Richard, Phil, Slim, start talking. Like, shut me up. I don't know what to say. I'm lost for words. Oh crap! Someone else needs to jump in.
This channel is the biggest donator from me in doing five membership things that I've done. You know what I mean?
You do the old membership, don't you?
It is quite a big thing for me, as you know. It's usually what I've saved up from not smoking anymore, because I don't smoke tobacco. So you know, if I'm a bit flush one week, bearing in mind I'm only on dole, you know, well, disability, but yeah. Yeah, so yeah, it is nice. Yeah, you got some good people out there, of course. Yes.
That's I'm just putting a reply.
Wizards, I can assure you, people know that you're grateful for what you say. You might feel as if you're lost for words, but you do communicate well your gratitude.
I just like to keep it real, mate. I don't really think much of it. I just like, well, like when you come up, Slim, and even Richard, like you just say it the way it is. That's what I love. All that. Do you know what I mean? It's none of this bullshit and like tippy toey. Like this is it. This is a fact.
I just
You
ain't
say
got
it
a
how
mind
it is.
filter. I just ain't got a mind filter, mate. I think it's me ADH. I know it's supposed to be ADHD, but I got bored halfway through saying the sentence, through saying the acronym ADH. But yeah.
What have I missed? Trigger Christian, you missed Robert actually sending me £100 on Ko-fi. I'm gobsmacked. It's like I was like I couldn't believe it when Phil was doing what he was doing, and now Robert. Wow, I'm just. Yeah, thanks, Robert.
Enjoy
it, mate.
His teeth pulled out of his head. I was supposed to enjoy it.
Like the missus says, I got verbal diarrhea, so I think you've worked out what shuts me up now. Do you know what I mean? Money talks. No, it doesn't. It makes me go silent, mate. I'm literally lost for words. Look at it. Oh God.
Oh, good fun. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
But yeah, thank you. I really appreciate that, mate. Thank you. Blimey, yeah. Come on then, Slim. Rich, come on, say something. What are we talking about? I've lost.
Is it? I want to go somewhere. Look how it's left my 2 front teeth. Look.
Yeah.
I keep spitting peanuts at people. You know, when I'm eating peanuts and like telling them jokes and stuff like that. So I noticed this in Spain, right? Because I've been to Spain, as you know. And I was chewing these peanuts like that you used to get from bar. And then if ever I said, a letter which was, expressive as in the word, like I used to shotgun shell them with a load of chewed up peanuts. It was terrible. I'm supposed to be able to talk to people while I keep spitting peanuts at people.
Those people must have been having a wonderful time, huh?
They were. I was showering them with pre-digested peanuts. It was great. Yeah. I kept saying to them, like, sorry, I'm going to have to talk to you like this because I keep spitting peanuts. looked in palm behind like they're half pack of peanuts there. Half chewed up. Yeah. Bless them. Peanut flak, yeah, that's it. Peanut flak.
I'm still lost for words, mate.
When is it you actually think they'll be finished with the work getting done?
What work?
The dentistry work.
Oh, right. I thought you meant me
I
door.
don't know the way things are going. I'm going to die of a heart attack before it even gets done, mate. Well, I'm hoping like I go in. I'm hoping that there's one appointment where they just rip the last teeth out, get all that done, and then obviously that can heal, can't it? Because they're quite quick to heal gums. Maybe it'd take a week or two. And then I'm hoping that they'd work out where my gum line is to just make the dentures, and that'll be another week or two. So that's what I'm hoping. I don't know.
They tend to take a cast of your mouth as it exists at the moment, and your first set of dentures are created and they use imagination to eradicate the existing teeth and produce a line. The way it works, or the way it worked when I had the problems, they take a casting of your mouth. In my first set, I had a full set of teeth when I had mine done at first. So they take a casting of your mouth, and quite often that's at your first visit. And then after they take a casting, they pull out your teeth and shove your false teeth in or your gums, and you keep them in for a couple of days so that your gums fill out to the casting. So you actually leave the dentist on the same day of having your teeth pulled out with false teeth. And that might be your second visit. but they can be, obviously it takes time to manufacture the teeth themselves, and it might not be done in-house. They might go to a lab, a dental lab, to get manufactured. Then they come back and they press them in. And don't expect it to be very comfy right away, because they're not. But if they cause you discomfort,
they rock. Mine rock very slightly. I don't know if you can see that or not. Mine rock very slightly.
Can you fix the dent?
It's something to do. I don't need fix a dent, mate. Honestly, if I were to try and pull these teeth out now, right, I'd probably end up pulling a proper tooth out as well. You know,
they're not mounted to bone, they're mounted to flesh.
They are good dentures, so I'll give them that. You know, they look natural and that. Except for these two front ends. Fucking ridiculous, because I broke eating peanuts again. I broke this front tooth last weekend. I think I told you, didn't I? And then they had me in doctors within 2 hours, 3 hours. They had me in that day, you know, to redo it. But what it made it same size as the other one.
It's been that long. I kind of think what it'd be like with teeth. I mean, Christ, last time I probably had a full mouth of teeth, I was probably about 22. So that's about 27 years ago. I probably spent longer of my life without teeth than I have with. Yeah. I mean, a lot of it, like, you know, like some got knocked out, but a lot really was to do with the depression and that. Like I say, that's why I ended up with long hair and a beard and all that. It really screwed me up. But I mean, I'm not really wanting to get into that. But it's just, I think, to me, like, it's sort of winning the lottery. Having teeth would give me the same feeling. Because I can go out, because I won't go out in public. I've got a microphone shoved right in my face. Because I think even you said before, Slim, wasn't it? Move the microphone away. And in my head, I'm like, I can't. I've got no teeth, mate. Shut up, Slim. But, you know, it's nice to actually move it.
Phil's just said there, he said, you're not supposed to gnaw peanuts with your teeth. Who said anything about eating peanuts, mate? Maybe I were undoing the packet like that. You know, like I used to when I was a kid. I'll probably open the packet like that, and then that like broke my tooth. You know what I mean? But don't tell dentists that, because they'd probably charge me. Not that I did that anyway. I actually turned my hair to raw carrot, so got away with it. Which is what I did anyway. I was eating a raw carrot.
No, I had a problem with my teeth due to a car crash. Well, I was on a motorbike, but a car ran into me. Broke all my tendons, and they were all wobbly. They were all still connected and in my mouth, but they were jiggling about like loose things. And then I get infections because I had to get them removed. But it smashed a great crash out.
Yeah.
Oh,
when I went to get my incisors sorted out, you know, I laid back and it said, so who was having oral sex this morning? I said, why is that? Is there a pubic hair between your teeth? I said, no, there's shit up your nose.
That's a Chubby Brown joke.
Chubby Brown joke. How do you get, I don't know if I can say it on here, can I? How do you get a gay man to sleep with a woman?
Can't remember. No, I'm not going to say I don't know. I'm going to say I can't remember.
Put poo in a fanny.
Yeah, that's it.
The wife's told me to put a load in the washing machine, and she came home and she goes, "You didn't do it." I said, "No, it told me it had a headache." Do you like that? Do you like that one, Slim? I've got to remember that one.
I actually sleep with my teeth in, you know. I sleep with my teeth in. They're that much of a good fit, you know. It feels horrible when I take them out. You know when you get used to having them in, Wiz, right? You don't take them out. You know, you get it feels like you top of your mouth, like really naked, if you like. You know what I mean? It feels cold and naked. You know, they've like been used to being wrapped in a fur coat of denture. When you take them out, it feels cold and quite, you know, I don't know what you call it, but yeah.
Yeah, it's what everyone just does a runner on a chat. They're like, "Oh my god, here we go. We don't go any lower than this." Sorry, guys, a couple of jokes.
Rolling a snake's belly.
No.
Some bloke said to me, did you give your wife those two black eyes? And I was like, no, she had to fight me for them.
There you go. That's like that other one, isn't it? What do you say to a woman? What do you say to a woman with two black eyes? There's no, you can tell that she's been towed twice already. Terrible. Woke as a kitten at that, wouldn't they?
Oh, they'd be flabbergasted. How dare you? You've stolen my jokes and memes.
Yeah.
That's a Scottish Greta Thunberg.
I could tell, Slim. I could tell who you were doing there, yeah?
Oh, no. I should be back at school across the water. I should have stayed at school, you dopey cow, you. Look at you. Maybe if you'd had an education, you wouldn't be ruining the world. What's she doing now, anyway? Has anybody heard anything about what Greta's doing now? Wee Greta Thunberg.
No idea. No idea. That,
probably I did in the cabbage patch.
I know we're enjoying the jokes, but I forgot about my other story. I hadn't said anything yet. What about this? Anyone talk about that? This little rabbit. I cannot believe they left the guns and weapons outside his house.
Yeah.
Like they said, the holdall contained a Heckler and Koch submachine gun, a Glock pistol, a taser, and ammunition, and they left that outside his house. Outside his house on the street in a green bag. I mean, what?
Yeah.
I'm sure they'll be sternly told off for it.
Yeah. Why did you not use them on Sadiq Khan? They were there for a reason.
Yeah, subliminal message to anybody passing, like, just grab out of this Glock and do the necessary kind of thing.
It just goes to show you the sort of irresponsible people that they give guns to in the police force.
Good times, haven't you? Should sack your makeup. Well, Jesus, for these jokes were not mine. What is funny? That's the best joke, isn't it? The Wizard's actually up to date with the chat. That's actually a good one. When I'm Robin, named after a blooming bird, Redbreast. Robin Redbreast.
Batman's side.
Oh dear. Every time I hear "Calm," my mind is William Shatner screaming "Calm." Yeah. Good Star Trek.
That reminds me of an old joke.
Ricardo Montalban, that was. Ricardo Montalban, that was. Because my mate used to say it. Mate of mine used to say it.
Yeah, that's it.
College. Yeah.
Grace agrees with Robin. Look, is that there? The chat's joke going? Oh, this is Wiz been a half an hour behind the chat, but. Was there a sign with the guns? Please do us a favor. Yeah.
Yeah.
His son is Rockin' Robin.
Bird.
The bird with the word, eh, Pouncy?
There we go. Peter Griffin doing that.
Christine doing her duty as a member of the public. I would have kept them. Keep all the guns, mate. Yeah, then you could go out and create murders, and they'd be like, "Hang on, this is like come back. The ballistics come back as a police weapon. What's going on here?" That'd confuse them, wouldn't it? Yep, old ones were the best.
I believe
that's
some
a good
years ago.
Answer.
If I'm recalling correctly, and I'm not confusing it with a dream, right? One of the sheriffs of Nottingham was my surname. There you go. One of the sheriffs of Nottingham. Because they're in for 1 year, you see. They're only in for 1 year back in them days. Yeah. and it was my surname, which is extremely rare, as you already know. I'm not going to dox myself again because I was worrying. I was shitting myself last time thinking I was going to end up getting some paint thrown on my door or something because I let off my surname in chat. No, not bothered. So what?
Robin did a butt shot at him.
Yeah.
The surname arsehole is rare, yeah.
Yeah. What?
Shocking.
Terrible, Will. Terrible. Anyway, you didn't even know where I lived the other day. I don't know how many times I've told you I live in Mansfield, and you were talking to, I think it was Mose or someone. He said, "Oh, I don't know where he lives," and then other person said, "Oh, I don't know where he lives either." Keep telling you Mansfield. I live in Mansfield.
Are you gay then? You live in a Mansfield?
Only on a Saturdays.
Strange. Where's Womansfield? Is it opposite?
Saturday's a gay day.
Yes. I surely can remember the drinks, pints. Pint of Mansfield bitter. Yeah. Yeah. Man's pint, Mansfield. Yeah. Wokerati went mad about that, and then our brewery went under. Probably in there it's been sold to John Smith's, which is crap. But it still does taste like Mansfield as far as I can remember. But you know, when they used to cook all the hops in Mansfield, they used to cook the hops, and I mean, it took some getting used to, but once you were used to it, it smelled beautiful. You know what I mean? But when you first smelt it as a kid, you poor cry, that smells horrible. What's that picture? It weren't. It was hops boiling. Yeah.
Mad Monkey T says my surname comes from Slim's region. What? Penis?
Shocking way to talk to your chat members.
Yeah. Betty Swallocks.
My surname is Anna White.
About tradition and heritage and culture, and especially the left. I've heard a number of times them saying you have no culture. It's just nonsense. They're liking you to having no culture after all we've created. The people in mud huts that are still ploughing their fields with sticks. It's incredible. But they've got culture and we don't. They're actually ploughing their field with a stick. They invented the stick.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Agriculture. Stick. Dig. Plant.
Yeah.
And they talk to us with all the creations that we've come up with. The manufacturing, the Industrial Revolution, the Renaissance, all of it, even the Enlightenment. Yeah. And then they say we've no culture. And they're reassured in themselves that they're true in what they say. How can they be so deluded? How can they end up in such a position where they believe that all that they've created is nothing and worthless?
I don't know if you watch Disgruntled Danny or not, but I highly recommend that you watch Disgruntled Danny. He did one the other day about culture and that, and he reeled all of our culture off, including, you know, all the writing, the poetry, every, you know, bands and stuff like that, Beatles and all that. You know, we've got a very varied culture. And then he said, so what did the either Indians or Pakistanis give to us? That they've got patented a computer virus. Yeah, thanks very much for that. You know what I mean? And it's basically about right. That's all they've ever given us, a computer virus. Cheers for that. You know what I mean? But it is a good bloke. It's very similar actually to Angry Bootneck. Yeah, he's a lad from down south. Yeah.
I mean, we've created so much, Richard. See, to tell us we have no culture or no heritage, it's just nonsense. This comes back to having a surname related to an area.
Yeah.
There's nothing more cultural than being able to say, oh, I've got a name. Now, there's names in Scotland, and I know it's the same in England, with the word thwaite attached usually.
Thwaite, yeah.
That these names are associated with relatively small areas, only maybe 50 mile by 50 mile. And you can tell that their family was born in that area, in that region, and quite often the village that their family was born and raised in traditionally. And there are dozens of them in Scotland. It's like MD with the name Mackenzie, for instance.
Yeah.
It's easy to point on a map where the Mackenzies come from. McGregor. They all come from a certain area. The Campbells, oh no, the Campbells are coming.
Yeah.
They were all relative to small tribal areas, right?
Right.
It's only in the industrial age that they've actually expanded beyond it. And see, to tell us that we've no culture, no heritage, we've nothing to be proud of, it's nonsense.
Yeah.
We're a people that have come to living in crofts, which were basically mud huts, and in only a couple of 100 years are now producing microchips that we've given to the world. Produced industry, steam engines, all the rest of it. We manufactured these things for the world.
I'm going to take my date tomorrow to a steam engine locomotive museum, and we're going for a ride on the steam train. It'll be nice and romantic for us both, because it's quite.
I hope it was romantic.
Yes, should be nice. I'll probably take some videos and post them up on YouTube, I think. Yeah, it's a nice place. It's only just down the road. It's in Swanwick, Butterley Railway Museum. We're going there for Easter. Apparently there's an Easter bunny wandering around giving you free Easter eggs or something, so that'd be nice. I'll mug him.
Free Easter eggs.
Yeah.
Gesture eggs, gesture. Don't say Easter, you're going to affect the Muslims. Come on.
Oh, shut up, whiz. Shut
Very
up.
Islamophobic.
Gesture eggs.
Easter eggs are now flattened and ovuloid.
Yeah. Well, at least they call them love eggs, I suppose.
Yeah, but something a bit fishy about that, wouldn't there?
Depends where you stick them. Yeah. Yeah, I might actually take her to Grimsby because she wants me to smell her. She wanted me to kiss her where it smells of fish, so I'll take her to Grimsby. No, we've actually gone for a walk around the locks and stuff like that. So I know from experience that that actually comes into the River Trent from the Humber estuary, and like what holds the Humber estuary at bay is a couple of massive lock gates the size of 17-story high building, you know what I mean, that lets all the water in and out of the locks for the marina and stuff like that. And that's also where the locks get the money back. They get the water back from all the little locks that you get, you know, on canal walks and stuff, which is nice, very interesting. She was quite interested in that, you know. Yeah.
Is she actually interested or just feigning interest?
She's interested.
Good.
She builds her own fence panels, mate. You know what I mean? So I've got a girl who knows how to graft. You know what I mean? A son makes cars, you know, not makes them, but you know, repairs cars and stuff. He's actually got two minis on from identical, and he's taking bits off one to put on other one to make it more, well, to make it roadworthy and stuff. You know, yeah. So it's from that kind of family background, which is nice. Yeah, it's all right.
Very nice.
Yeah. And last time I was there, they actually let you drive a steam engine as well. I think they're about £5, and you could drive a steam engine about half a mile down a track and bring it back again. Put coal on and all that lot. Wouldn't mind to go at that.
Do you pay you £5 or do you pay them?
I pay them for the experience.
Oh, what? You pay them so that you can work on a steam. I'd be saying to the guy, look, mate, I don't work here. I'm paying you. You shovel the coal into that firebox, I'll watch you. All right? See that steam valve? You twiddle the steam valve. I'm no twiddling the steam valve, mate. I'm paying you. I'll pay you a £5. Let me see you twiddle the steam valve.
Just look at me gone out. Just think of what you're paying for experience. Even they're chuffing volunteers, you know what I mean? So who's paying who here? You know what I mean? I'm basically just paying for coal. That's about it. Man, they probably double my price up when they see the size of my belly. Bloody hell, it's like a train full of people who've got to carry on this foot plate.
I know. You do know how dirty they are, eh? I hope she's got her old dungarees and her old jacket on because she'll come back covered in soot and coal dust.
That'll be all right. I'll wear my Sunday best. I'll be right. Monday best.
Did they let you play with a whistle?
Yep.
Did they let you pull a whistle? Beep, beep.
Yep. That's it. Yeah, cool. Well, my dad were kind of a train driver. He were a diesel fitter. So, you know, every birthday I used to take me up there, let me get out plate of a great big, you know, locomotive. And on my 13th, they let me drive one. Let me drive it out at sheds and then just stick it under the bridge. You know what I mean? I'm there in a 20-litre diesel turbo, arm out at window. As you do.
Where I lived, there was a railway.
There's a child holding a vape there, Slim.
Sorry?
Sorry, mate. Look, there's a child there holding a vape.
Me? Yeah. Okay, call me kid. I like Thomas Tank Engine.
No, your hand.
Beep, beep.
It's a child's hand.
Yeah, so no, it's not. It's a really big
You got-
vape.
He's got a little slave down there, a little child. That's his hand holding it. Lester, have a take. There you go. Have a take.
Richard's a little helper. Where I lived with my grandmother for a long time, and where we lived, there was a depot that cleaned and serviced the trains right behind us.
Yeah.
And I had a chance to go on trains as a child as a result, because a lot of people who were living here actually worked in the depot. I stole a train once. I only drove it about a quarter of a mile. I stole a train once.
Yeah. You drove it.
I stole it.
Oh, you nicked it.
I actually drove it for the depot. There was a siding.
Yeah.
The trains all get filtered onto a siding. They go back on the track after they were cleaned, and it was ready to go, and it was rumbling. So I got in it and drove it into the siding, and then climbed all the fence into my granny's house.
There you go.
There must have been a driver showing up behind me thinking, "Oh, hey."
Well, there's a dead man's pedal on him. You see, there's a dead man's pedal on him. You got to put your weight on dead man's pedal, otherwise it's going nowhere. So I bet there was somebody else at the other end. There was somebody else at the other end driving it for you.
There's a lever on them. You pull back a click, and it runs for about 20 seconds.
Oh, got you.
And then it unwinds and shuts down naturally, right?
Yeah.
So there must have been some driver come out and go back into the office and saying, "Somebody's already parked it." And they'd be like, "Who parked the train? Who parked that train?" But living next to railway lines, there was a lot of things as a child that were interesting when you lived next to these detonators, for instance, the fog signals.
Yeah.
I can't say I done it personally, but we used to line the track with fog signals and listen to them explode.
Yeah. We used to go on sidings, you know, up on. So we had like a nature walk, if you like, but like it come to a bridge, and like there's no fence up there, and you could just leg it up onto railway sidings. You used to wait for a train to come, and they also used to stop because they had manual points and stuff that they might have to change, or there'd be a signal down or something, you know. And we used to climb on back of the buffers on the rear car, you know what I mean? You used to sit on that until it got up to until we thought we were going 100 mile an hour, even though we're probably doing about 5 mile an hour, and then just jump off, like, you know. But the adrenaline from that were unbelievable. Now, I do not condone you do that, kids. You'll probably end up under wheels because you all watch TikTok.
It's not the same.
No common sense.
We're not security conscious and everything.
Yeah, all bothered. Yeah.
Slim just looking grinning makes me chuckle.
Well, see, when you think about the things you've done as a child,
you can't park there, mate. You've crossed the line.
You know, it's shocking the things you've done as a child, and you basically knew you're mortified at the things you've done. I mean, stealing a train, for instance.
Yeah. You're
not innocent, you don't care. You think, oh just, you're like, look around. And you've got like a 3,000 horsepower engine at your disposal when you're 8-year-old, you know what I mean?
Did you feel like your life was on the wrong track?
No, do you know, honestly, I thought I was king of the world. That's what I thought. I was like, I've got a whole train.
I felt exactly the same, Slim, I tell you. I felt exactly the right. Now you got to push forward on that lever there. You know what I mean?
But that gave you something to choo-choo over, didn't it?
Vibrated.
You had to choo-choo over that.
There you go.
Choo-choo.
Yeah.
sneaking out of a shed with a train. I mean, who would have thunk it? It's amazing that you can actually sneak away. This is the amazing thing. You can actually sneak away with something that's like, what, 350 feet long. You know, it weighs over 150 tons, and you can sneak away with it barely purring. It barely, just pull one click back in that lever, and it's like, boom, 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 boom. It starts to pull, and you can just feel that, and you think to yourself, oh, I'd love to crank right back in that, but no, I better not.
No, but I bet your mates were gutted. They're like, oh, we just stole a motorbike and he stole a car. And you're like, I stole a tree. Beep, beep. And they're like, ah, shit. There's always one that could do someone better, isn't it?
You were on the train.
Cars are shit.
They actually changed the depot because they put fences up and all the rest of it. Because it was so easy, but times were changing. After diesel come along, it was like so easy. Literally, a 5-year-old could drive a diesel train. I know where we got it started, but he could drive it. It's great. I had a train set right out my back door, full size, full scale. In fact, one of the drivers, as I said, we had friends that worked in there because it was right next to my scheme, if you like. And one of my friends would pull up and he'd shout at my bedroom window to go and get his mother. And she would come up to the fence and he would tell her where to get in for dinner and such like. But our house faced the other direction. So he would shout from the train up to my bedroom window. And I would get his mum to go to the fence and talk to him about what to get into the shop. And from the shop for his dinner or whatever he was needing. And that's how close we lived to the tracks themselves. They're like 30 feet from my back door.
Bloody hell.
He's dead now. He passed away with dementia. It wasn't the dementia that killed him, but he fell over and he's dead now.
Come here. Did you hear dog barking? It's because my cousin's just gone out, so it's barking. Stop that.
No, I didn't.
Oh, there you go. Well, it happened.
But yeah, but
so what else we got to talk about? Oh no, all sorts.
No, I'm talking about the Bible in the chat.
Are they?
Yeah, I just got a Kofi thing through, and it says that Donald Trump supports you. So I've got to go and look at that now and all. That's hilarious. Donald Trump supports you. There you go, jealous. Oh, that is so funny. Oh. Donald Trump.
You never know. He might have bought you. He might have bought you a gold tooth. Might have bought you a gold tooth, a gold set of dentures. You know what I mean? A proper grill.
So who's Donald Trump? Who set himself up as Donald Trump? That's hilarious.
So there's this little country called America, right? And he's a president there. You've not heard of him before, Wiz?
Get some decent dust masks, mate. Donald Trump sent £20. Thank you, Donald Trump, wherever you are. Who's Donald Trump? They've obviously set up a Kofi account and put a different name to what they are here, surely.
Yeah. Bless them.
Donald Trump. I've got to leave that on screen because it's hilarious. Who was it? Never heard of America, never heard of Trump.
Never heard of Trump.
That's hilarious.
It wasn't that. Yeah, it was in Home Alone, wasn't it? Yeah. Donald Trump was.
Yay, Trump invested in the Wiz. Trump still owes me a tenner. It's an ominous donation. Ominous. What's it? Not what's it called? It anonymous. Anonymous. Oh, I need to know it so I can thank them. But Donald Trump's
I bet
brilliant.
It's Phil. I bet it's Phil not wanting to be public about it and just fancying a bit of a grin. There you go.
He's already set up an account on there, so it always comes up saying Phil 35E.
I bet he's got to re-log into his old account now on YouTube or whatever. So that's why it's not in chat. You see.
Yeah.
Time being, yeah.
That's weird. Oh well, thanks to Donald Trump. That feels weird saying that.
The conversation's been a bit lacking today.
Hey,
it was me. Phil's just said it was me.
was it? Was it? You changed your name to Donald Trump, you banana, Phil.
There you go. You see,
hilarious.
I'm not bad at these guesses. You see, yeah, which is why I still think Ace threw that paint at your door. Oh no, you didn't know. I'm only joking, Ace. If you're watching this in the future.
That's classic. He actually changed his name to Donald Trump. That's hilarious.
I don't need the can. I
can right.
Scan name.
A name.
Scan name. Scan. Oh.
For your bot to tell chat. Oh, so you can put. Right. Nicely done, Phil. That gave me a chuckle. That's hilarious. Oh, mate. Trump. I was like, no, because I thought it'd be Phil, but I didn't realise it'd let you actually change your name. That's very good. So every time we get a random name now, the first thing we'll go, that's Phil. So we can specify a name for your bot to tell chat. Oh, right. I see. Yeah, because if I had it all overlaid, I think I'd have to go through some other system because StreamYard does do it, but it would actually read it out. Like whatever you write. So if you said, "Oh, cheers, was a great stream," it'd actually go boom, and it says, "Cheers, was great stream," and then it'd say, "Donald Trump sent you," and then it says the amount, and it'd say 1 potion or whatever, or 20 potions, whatever, so you can see it. But obviously, I don't do it through a thing that does it. So.
But that means the bot would actually speak over your whiz, and then you'd have to train yourself to shut up while something else was talking, you see. So I doubt very much that's going to happen, is it? You'd still keep verbally diarrheaing.
Yep. I learned from you, mate.
Even whilst the bot were talking, learned from the best.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, not good. But yeah. That's someone I used to watch, Super Chuffer. He'd do it, and literally as it starts, that's why it makes that noise. Because then you're like, "Oh, stop, let it talk," and then have to pay. But it's good because it's done there and then. There's no ifs, buts, or maybe. It's done there and then, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
is that all I need then, just to talk over you? I just need like a doorbell wired up so as my microphone can capture it and go ding dong like this, and then you shut up, and then I can say something, and then you can carry on. I'll do that. And ding dong again for when you can come in and talk. I think we should all have one of them.
Yep. That's hilarious. But right, it's 2.5 hours. Is that long enough, Geese? Is that long enough?
On the what's the name? On the Ring doorbell thing, right? When I had a Ring doorbell, I connected through my Wi-Fi. I didn't have my telephone using outside data because I had to watch my data plan. And every time I did it, if ever there was an update to the Ring doorbell camera, I would then be prompted to enter my password, right, which has to be a 16-digit, one of them special ones with special characters in, right? So it was quite long, you know what I mean? I had to enter that, and then it said, right, we've just sent you a 2-factor authentication code that you need to put into your phone in the next 30 seconds. Mate, they were just fucking useless. You know what I mean? I never ever managed to answer the door to anybody knocking on the door. You know what I mean? Or ringing bell, I mean. You know what I mean? Because you had to go through all this crap that you had to do with the Ring doorbell. Yeah. So I would advise against a Ring doorbell. Plus they're about £100, and then you have to pay a £25 a month for the subscription, or £8, I think, £8 a month subscription. So as Jeff Bezos actually gets your video footage before you do, and you have to pay the subscription before you can even get your chuffing items that are on your Ring doorbell cloud storage. You know what I mean? So I won't get one of them. I would get one of the ones that someone else pointed out from Amazon, one that actually connects to your telephone and stores your videos on your phone and stuff like that. I'd get one of them instead, because some Ring ones are crap. Yeah. I did have mine wired up so as it constantly charged as well. You know, I had a mains transformer I could use, so I used that to constantly charge it up, because I wanted another bloody 50 quid or something for a transformer that kept it charged up. Luckily, I know my electronics, don't I? So I was able to retrieve a power supply just to keep it charged up. Yeah.
Yeah. Bloody hell, they want your money.
Yeah, and I didn't know that until I actually bought one and found out the hard way. So I'm helping you out there by sharing my discoveries with you.
Yeah, I'll have a look around, see, because there might be a good investment.
Yeah, there's one 35 quid from Amazon, no contract, no cloud storage. Get that one. Yes, think not very good, you see. We're not.
Yeah, I see Pouncey said.
Yeah.
Oh, who's my yawnerage there? Oh.
Yeah, right, I'm going to throw my son out then if you're yawning.
Get a dog.
Yeah.
That'd be a better idea. Well, hey!
I've got one, and all it does is just bark whenever somebody goes out at door. It's ridiculous. There were a Muslim guy come round like one day. I think he was just selling gas or something, and you should have seen him running down road like because dog would chase him. I said, "Don't worry about it, mate." I said, "This is a guard dog from Chuffing Temu. It's got no teeth." Right, bye.
That's a bit sudden. Like, yeah, right, bye. I didn't even say. Oh, see you later, Slim. Oh, happy days. Everybody was just like, yeah. Everybody take it easy. Well, there we go. Happy days. That was fun. Oh, that was nice to have Slim and Richard up, wasn't it? And we started off with Guardian Mo. Had to think then. But yeah, but happy days. Obviously, won't be going the full like 4 hours that we keep doing because it's Easter. I want you to all go and have fun and chill out with your fam, or your dogs, or your cats, or your dogs and cats if you feel. It's got both. You know what I mean? It's making you all jealous. So yeah, happy days. So thanks to every single one of you in the chat. I really appreciate you being here for the last 2.5 hours and having a giggle with us all. And obviously talking to each other because you're an absolutely fantastic community. Of course you are. And thanks to Robert Johnson for the Ko-fi. I really appreciate it. And for Donald Trump, Phil. That's hilarious. Thank you very much. So all of you stay safe. I'll be back tomorrow, which is Monday. It is a bank holiday, but I'm still doing it at 1 o'clock. So if you're about, I'm on at 1. If you're not about, don't worry. I'll see you Tuesday because I'm on at 1. And on Tuesday, I'm with the Nigerian perspective. And we're talking about Africa, Nigeria, and Islam because the man knows his stuff. So it'll be happy days. So I'll be glad to see you then. And that's on Tuesday. And don't forget, Wednesday evening at 7, I'll be with Jake and we're talking about the Rendlesham Forest UFO situation. So yeah, happy days. So thanks to every single one of you in chat. I love you all. And I know you love me. So, you know. I'm gorgeous. Look at my hair. Look at my beard. Yep. Shut up, Wiz. Anyway, I'll see you Monday, 1 p.m. So stay safe. Have a lovely evening. And for now, like I say at the end of every single video, that is the Wizard's words.